Hey! Hello? Fix the fucking thing. Jack up. Hello?
Yeah, we're back.
Everything working now?
Probably all y'all fools tuning in. I had to switch out because I was not gonna have that echo bullshit.
I understand. I understand your point of view.
It would have been awful, dude.
For you, probably, yeah. And me too.
And for the listeners.
Listeners.
I need to shave, but I need to shave.
Huh?
You're jaded picky, and I Willie bitch.
Yeah.
Together we're the talk of the Oscars.
Yeah.
Talk of the Oscars.
That thing's a very big deal now.
God, people won't shut up about it, huh?
Yeah. It's enough to make you want to holler, you know? Me and McBride are fighting over it.
Dude, this stuff is so strong. I put in my coffee.
Yeah, okay.
It's like...
Oh, that's the good stuff, man. That's the good shit. You're going to get fucked up.
It must be. Dude,
You're going to be killing hookers in no time.
I'm
that's
for
the
real.
Downward spiral shit right there. That's you'll end up out there on the streets.
Dude, I think I might. This stuff is hooch. This stuff is hooch magooch. Like,
hey, we should change the name of our show to How to Kill a Prostitute.
Well, you gotta learn to lie to do that. You gotta learn to lie first.
All right, I guess we'll stick with that stupid name. I guess it's fine.
It's not stupid. We both accepted it, like a child.
I don't care if we accepted shit.
Weed rabbit.
Huh?
It's a weed rabbit. Like it's rabbit. The ears are weed leaves.
What's that? I got sunglasses on. I can't see shit.
Some cheap weed I got. Oh, I left my sunglasses at the comedy store that night. I still haven't gone back to get them.
I'm glad you did that.
Gone, they're probably gone.
I've seen you since I was in Los Angeles.
You were in Los Angeles?
Remember we were at the Parisian bakery with Frenchie?
We met a dude named Frenchie in front of a French baguette bakery.
Did you guys become friends? Did he come over and hang out and shit?
No, he got upset eventually and walked off.
Oh, whatever.
Okay. He's upset. He was trying to explain to me about how everybody gets money.
Oh,
whatever. And I explained to him. I said I did it real lightly, but I said that sounds like a socialist agenda to me. That was where it started. The discussion holding apart. Nobody wants to hear that everybody getting what they deserve sounds a lot like the socialist agenda. I didn't say it was good or bad, neither. I just said that sounds a lot like the socialist in my life that I've listened to.
Oh, he didn't like that?
About everyone deserves to get checks of money, and surplus of goods goes right back to the people.
My favorite new one now is like a lot of people I know are complaining about the inflation.
Oh, yeah. Fucking inflation.
The gas is going up and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, that's what happens when you get a bunch of free checks.
That's what happens when you print out a shit ton of money for a military defense budget. It's not like those guys. It's not like those government contract. The people that get the government contract are all like, oh, you know what? You guys actually over offered. Here, we're gonna cut off like 300,000 at least from this project. We don't need nearly that money. Like, oh, you know, you offered us 1.5, but we really only needed 200,000.
Anyways, whatever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
those
Right?
people
Like,
are
it's all
those people are
janky.
better. Those people are better than us.
Nobody's gonna win.
Well, they're better than us, so that's why.
Oh
they
yeah,
have
the
right
ones
to
that
choose
apparently
somebody.
know everything about inflation.
Huh?
Like tell us how inflation. Like tell us how inflation works. That's what you were saying. They're trying to tell you how inflation works.
Well, they actually do print out money, and then they do use it to buy weapons. So you're not all wrong. But then again, they also gave us free money that we all accepted and took. And so
Yo, mister, speak for yourself. Some people didn't get no check.
Yeah, but they
my check got my check. You know what happened to my check? Apparently, according to my bank and also some other people, it happened to.
That's your own personal problem.
It just magically disappeared.
That doesn't have anything.
It was like, inflation. Oh, the bank received it. No, it has nothing. No, the bank received my money and took it.
I know, but it wasn't.
I was like, what?
You didn't do anything to earn the money, so.
Hey, I was born in the U.S. That's all I had to do. I was a certified with a social security number.
This is true.
But here's the real deal. We didn't get nearly, like, the money that was sent out wasn't nearly enough to actually benefit anyone. Like, it was supposed to be enough to compensate not working.
No, it's like it's an injection of heroin.
All God, the cheapest heroin ever.
No, not really. Some of the checks were $1,200. That's not too bad. It's a nice little injection.
Not gonna last you for the whole year.
It's not gonna last you for the whole year, but a fucking hit of heroin's not gonna last you for the whole year. That's why it's comparable to a hit of heroin.
That's my point.
If you like chocolate cream cookies and you like nice frothy coffees and you like a pair of tennis shoes or video games or you like porn subscriptions or a 6-pack of Coke, whatever your heroin is.
Apparently, I like this shit that's gonna turn me blind. At some point, I'm probably gonna go blind drinking this Yukon Jack. Oh my god! Today's episode is sponsored by Hobo. This episode is sponsored by Hobo, Hobo whiskey, straight out of Hoboken, Canada.
So here's my question to you. I want to ask you serious questions about humanity.
All right.
So
we got one more subscriber, by the way.
What?
We got one new subscriber, by the way.
All right. Hey, how you doing, new subscriber?
Say hello to Comic Misconceptions from the Rippa 59 channel.
Oh, all right. Anyways, so a lot of the people that I know in the Northwest, because it's a very passive-aggressive area, they think it's horrifying that a guy slapped another guy in the face.
You mean because it turned them on?
I don't know what their motivations are.
Because it turned them on, the fucking homophobic motherfuckers.
Huh?
It turned them on. That's why. Low key, them homophobic gays.
It turned you on?
Me? Personally? Yeah. No, it turned me way off. I used to be a Big Willie fan. Now I'm not.
Well, you'd be better off describing how it
Little Willie.
You'd be more accurate if you described.
I'm done with the Big Willies.
You'd be more accurate if you described how it made you feel.
Me personally, I got turned off. I got turned off of the Big Willies, so now I'm down with the Little Willie only. No more Big Willie for me.
Oh, you don't like Willie? Big Willie?
Nope, I'm done with the Big Willie after that. Turned me way off.
Understandable, and that's fine.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
He's probably going insane or something. He's probably, you know what his problem is? He's probably been able to fuck whatever he wants to for too long and fucked with his head.
Well, he wants to fuck Jada, but she want to fuck their son's friend instead.
Yeah, but who knows? He's fucking. He's fucking all the. They're all fucking all the time, probably. You know.
Oh shit, dude! I'm hitting the point of no return. It's starting to taste good to me.
There you go. That's alcohol for you.
Yeah, I'm about to be king. Gorilla. Call me Joe too.
I'm just wondering.
Well, you know,
I'm
Jada
just wondering,
and an open relationship.
Have you ever
Right?
had anybody saying anything shitty to you to the point where you wanted, where if you were the biggest, strongest guy in the world tomorrow?
Well, okay,
Huh?
we're back. I can hear you now. Have I ever?
If you became the biggest, strongest, most dangerous motherfucker in the world overnight, how much verbal bullshit would you put up with?
I think that's the way my mind works. That's a question on a couple levels. Like on the very basic, like let's say we live in the caveman world, ain't gonna take shit no more, because that makes me top gorilla, king, caveman, all that shit. In the world of cavemans, I can rape bitches, I can fuck up their dude and then rape bitches. I could do whatever I want as top dog.
Is that
like
what you
that.
want to do?
Well, no, we don't live in that society. We're not in caveman.
No.
times,
I didn't ask you that. I said, is that what you would want to do?
Okay, wait. What's the question again then? I think
If
I
you were the
misheard.
biggest, most baddest motherfucker and no one could talk shit to you, you could have people destroyed. You could fucking just kill them with your bare hands. You could tell people to kill people. You could, in other words, nobody could verbally disrespect you. How much would you put up with? Or what kind of reign of terror would you go on? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. I say out with it, you know?
Was I still raised the same way I was? Like, am I still me, or am I a different person entirely?
Oh, that's a good question. No, yeah, you can take all your bitterness that you have now, or whatever, or not necessarily, and then you could just all of a sudden just take yourself, your same self.
No, what I'm attempting to explain is, let's say it's me, and I
Yeah.
suddenly got a huge boost, and like now I'm that person.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna behave like I do because I'm the type of person that has been in enough fights to know he can handle himself, has been around enough gunfire to know how to handle himself, has been attacked and dismantled and also fucked up like and killed by a car on top of things. Like in general, my life has been filled with a lot of interesting stuff. So I have a different like a lot of people think big dick energy is that kid that flaunts it and shows like talks all highly and stuff, but really that's a little dick motherfucker. Big dick energy and true confidence is the people that they don't say much at all.
that's true, but
So,
there's another factor.
like in the comedy world, for
that
example,
answers it partially, but it does.
I'm starting to get fed up, right? I'm getting fed up in the comedy world.
Fed up is the question that I would ask.
So like these people are bugging me that like, okay, look, man, it only goes so far with me, but I get it. You don't got something else to say, but then you draw on me instead, and you're gonna say something like, "Oh, is anybody else afraid that JD's gonna shoot up a school later?" Or it's like, fuck you, fuck your shit. That's not fucking even funny. Like it's literally, I don't even fucking.
But don't you kind of want to? But don't you kind of want to go like this? What if you go? See what happens in the real world now is, if you're not a fighter.
I am a fighter.
Some of these little fucking weasels, what they'll do is they'll, as soon as they know you're not gonna whip their ass, then they take it as their cue to just fucking go off.
No, actually, matter of fact, out here, there's this one dude specifically. I'll say his name, Michael Silvers. He's constantly trying to fucking start shit. He literally was like spouting off the mouth to other comics one time because he was all flaming up. He's always doing it to try and impress this one girl specifically, especially. But he,
I know. So what would you like to do to him?
Me personally, nothing. What I said personally that shut him up and shut him down is I says, all right, like you really want to do this even though it's unnecessary? Okay, let's do this. I'm not afraid. He's saying he wanted to fucking punch. He's gonna punch me, but like he says shit all the time, like I'm gonna fucking blah 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 blah, and it's like every time I call back to him, I go, all right then, let's do it. All right then, do it. All right then. And every time, nobody holds him accountable for the fact that he backs down every single time. But the reason he backs down is because, like, he literally tried to start shit and got his face kicked in at another comics event one time. And like then it was
So
hella
is it a
funny to
problem
me
now, or
because
has it been solved?
for me personally, I don't know, man.
Yeah,
He
it's all
still
you
bugs me.
personally, of course.
I walk out. Like when he performs, I walk out. I
So
don't
there's
even
no
sit in.
problem now. You handled it. It wouldn't improve if you were like. It wouldn't improve if you were like.
Nothing in my life will improve if I kick a fucking dude's ass that is like less than me. And if it's not gonna pay me, if it's not gonna win me like my future wife, which even then I don't really want a girl that gets off on
man, but I mean,
fighting
you're
other
like
guys,
so you're
because
like
that's the type of
conditioned.
girl that's gonna go
You've kind of
start
adjusted
fights.
to your surroundings, is what it sounds like.
Well, what I'm saying is like if I'm with a girl that likes me because I fight, it's not always a safe thing, because that's the type of girl that's gonna go start fights and expect you to fucking finish them. I'm just intelligent, man. That's all. Like I'm too fucking smart. I'm not gonna start shit because I know
Nobody
where
said
it
nothing
ends.
about starting shit. I was
A
only
lot of
talking
times it
about
ends with
defending
me in
yourself.
jail. I'm sick of ending up in jail. I'm sick of fucking not being able to have a lawyer like certain people.
A what?
A lawyer, like a lawyer, dude. A lawyer. I don't have a
Okay.
fucking. I have, my lawyers are not useful anymore.
All right.
They're all like, you don't pay us anymore. I'm like, well, I haven't had to have to use you. And they're like, well, you know that you have to keep paying a retainer or you don't get to keep us. And then it's like, oh, well, I don't make the money I used to, so I can't really pay you. I guess it was nice knowing you. Thanks for all the stuff you did. And then they're like,
Well,
yeah,
the lawyers,
peace.
yeah, they want money, so that's the way that goes.
Yeah, but especially to have one on retainer means you have to pay them constantly, every fucking month.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's not
true.
like $200 either.
What the
To
fuck
keep a
you need
lawyer
a
on
lawyer on
retainer, it's like
retainer
fucking
anyways?
$1,500.
Why do you need a lawyer
anyways?
anyways?
Because I was doing some shit that might get me into long-term trouble.
All right, that's
Not
fine.
anymore. Not anymore. I'm a very good boy now, Casey. I'm a good boy. But you know, like, look, here's the deal. Okay, Chris Rock was literally working on material because he's about to go on tour. When we were at the Comedy Store, he was working on material because he's about to go on tour.
Yes.
Okay, now Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett and Will Smith are all long-term friends. Like, as in, they have years of friendship. Not like days, not weeks, not we never hang out ever.
That's kind of what I heard, actually, yeah.
No, this is all fucking truths. So anyway, Chris Rock is about to go on fucking tour. Tell me if you don't think this makes sense to me. His ticket sales either sold out,
the ticket prices have gone up, etc.
Okay, that's news to me. They even went up in price now. Okay. Went up in price just triggers the fucking. That's even more now. Went up in price. I was just thinking that it fluffed the sales and didn't hurt the sales. Now I'm going. That shit's rigged.
It could be rigged.
It's gotta be rigged.
Yeah, but I don't really care about the specifics of the people involved.
I don't even care about the Ukraine at this point, man.
Huh?
I said I don't even care about the Ukraine at this point.
Well, you know, I mean, whatever.
I just don't give a shit anymore, man. Like, it's fun to talk about. Like, what would you do, huh? I've seen you stand up to comics for being dickheads.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Like,
but I'm talking about like they want.
Like, hey,
there's
man.
this segment of comics that I will put. I'll put the category. I put like Jason, my friend Jason, Robbie Schrader, and John Banning are the three that I think of most prominently that are very, very outraged over any display of violence, but yet they're very verbally very cruel. So what they do is they want this. They want to be able to say whatever they want without anyone being able to ever commit violence on them. And I go, I don't think Chris Rock did anything that deserves violence or whatever, if that was authentic. But I'm saying, I don't think it's a good world where you can say whatever you want. So I just can't figure out.
I have no issue with people saying
Huh?
Whatever they want. I have no issue with people saying whatever they want. The issue becomes the people that listen and then follow or take it as facts and follow, etc. Like if I'm just blindly going around telling everybody the way to solve the world is to slaughter and kill every single midget. That's just me saying fucking bullshit. But then if someone took that to heart, started following it as if it was like their mantra and command, and then next thing I know, they're out there slaughtering a bunch of midgets.
Right.
It's like,
So then
how
it
do you do
involves
it?
like context or what the intent is behind it and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And that's why it's like, for starters, it amazes me often when a person actually takes me seriously. But at the same time, it amazes me often when I'm saying something that is not even in the perspective to be comedic, but people think I'm not being serious.
Well, yeah, that's the problem because not everybody understands the words that people say in the way that they are intending. Just because you intend something doesn't mean the other person doesn't take it personal. You can't always decide how someone's gonna take something and shit like that.
But you know how I've always been with stand-up and with improv, I'm the same way. If someone like actually is offended by what I say, if it's taking away from the set, I'll finish the set. But after the set, I'll go talk to them. If it's an improv show, after the show, I'll go talk to them. And usually I will attempt to open a discourse with them of an intellectual level, if they're even capable. That's the starter. And I will say to them, like, what offended you or what got you upset? Half the time, maybe more than half the time, they can't even figure that part out. So it's impossible to even start a discussion. Another portion of the time, it's like a white person being upset for black people, or a white person that's not crippled being upset for crippled people, etc. and so on, which puts it into a category of like, why don't you let a crippled person talk for themselves? Why don't you let a black person talk for themselves? Why don't, like, you to me are more detrimental to society because you are talking for them. I don't ever talk for others, period. You're never going to hear me talking for another person. The only exception,
I heard you do it one time.
Well, I was about to say the only exception.
What's that?
The only exception is if I know someone well enough, I might say something like, you know, that doesn't sound at all like something that Casey would say.
Oh, yeah. But one time I heard you, and I don't want to get into it because you get upset, so you get triggered by it.
Nah, man, I've been drinking.
No, I don't want to get into a discussion about it, but
I'm on that free love.
But I did hear you one time get very upset when that Indian fella who got killed, the wood carving guy.
Oh, the native. You're talking. I know who you're talking about. You're talking about John T. Williams got murdered.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's because his nephew's my friend.
I know, but that's the exact example of what you're talking about. It made you, like, if you were to say anything bad about that guy or he deserved to get killed or something like that, you'd get very upset on his behalf.
No, I would let someone tell jokes about it. I would hope that they could find humor in it. Honestly, if they could truly find the humor in the situation, I would be commendable. But like, if I were,
I'm talking about like fucking straight up insults.
Let's say I don't know.
Straight
insults. What are they gonna look? There's no insult. Like, dude, John T. Williams was a sweetheart. He was a lovable.
I know
drunk.
That's the reason why it would make you upset, justifiably. So that's the example.
No. My reasons for being upset are simply just it's just okay. Look, first and foremost,
something you care about.
No, it's just this. It's like, look. This is the things that upset me about that situation. First and foremost, that cop unloaded a full clip. That was unnecessary violence.
No, I'm talking about if somebody were to talk shit. One
shot would have been plenty to knock down a drunk fucking native who was over like 50.
But I know, but if somebody were to start going like, "Hey, that cop did a good thing. Good thing that he did. You know, he was a good guy, and that guy deserved to die."
No, you know what I would do? No, if someone said all that, if they literally said that, let's say someone said that to me, you know what I would do? Oh, I would take all my emotional shit and shovel it to the backside of my head and keep it there where it belongs. I would pull all my logic forward to the front of my skull in order to have a discussion. And the words that would come out of my mouth would be like, okay, I've heard your statement. Now I wish to hear you explain yourself.
I guess, man. I wouldn't be one.
No. Do you hear me, Casey? I want them to explain themselves. When someone says something to me like that, like what you said, like if someone said to me the cop was in the right, etc. and so on, I'd say, okay, I just heard you make a statement that I do not agree with at all. Now, could you please explain yourself to me?
Sure, but you might, but we can all find.
And I
things.
would say, please explain yourself, please. I would say that, like, please explain yourself right now. What
right.
What on God's green earth, as they say in the South? What possibly, in all ways and manners, could you defend unloading a full fucking clip into the back of a guy that was known to be deaf?
There isn't any reason.
Known to be a carver.
There isn't
like
even
anyone who wasn't ignorant would understand. The carvers never used their knives as weapons because.
But the point I'm making is that people can say things that are unreasonable that make people upset. So even if you control your emotions, other people aren't necessarily obligated to control their emotions.
Let me put it this way: if someone said that and Eagle-san was there, you know, like my friend, that's his nephew, right? If someone said that and he was there, do you know what Eagle-san would do? He'd go straight to fists. There would be no time to talk. He would whoop
so what do you
the
think
shit
about
out of
that? So what do you think about that?
I think about in that situation, I stand up and I got my boys back 100. If they somehow got one up on Eagle-san, if they somehow got one up on Eagle-san, you'd see me jump in and fucking fix the fight back so it's fair again, and then I'd let Eagle-san finish the job.
So it's all so fights do start with words, and there's nothing wrong with it. Under certain circumstances.
Look, here's what you're talking about street rules too right now by comparison to how you're supposed to handle yourself in an Academy Award.
No, I'm not even talking about the Academy Award. Fuck all that. Who cares? Like you said, it might be fake anyways. So there's no point in talking about it. But it's way more interesting. Fake. It's way more interesting over what would happen in our own situations, how we should handle it. See, now you understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking about someone who's saying McBride, just McBride. I'm not trying to just vilify McBride, but McBride is saying you should be able to say whatever you want without getting fucked up. And I go, you would like that, wouldn't you? You would like, those kind of people would like that. See, I don't need to be reminded to treat people with decency and respect most of the time. I'm sometimes mean. I'm mean to you sometimes. I'll say shit, shut the fuck up, blah, blah, blah. I'll run my mouth. And you know what? A lot of it is really, honestly, when you think about it, if you get to the bare thing, it's like, it's just the way people talk to each other. And I'm probably not going to get fucked up. But if I thought I was going to get hit with a metal pipe or some shit like that, oh, then magically, funny, your behavior changes. So, but all I'm saying is with Jason, I'm going, he wants to keep it focused on Chris Rock. I'm going, I don't think Will Smith, if that was authentic, should have smacked his face and blah, blah, blah. But I don't say it that no one should ever smack anyone's face over words because there's zones you don't go into. So I want to do this. This is my thing I want to do. I want to, when people are fucking with me mentally with insults, rather than fuck them up with a pipe because I don't want to go to jail, what I want to do is say something 8 to 10 times more hurtful than what they said. I want to see if they really believe in what they say. So I want to go with Jason. I want to go, okay, we'll play your game. So anyways, I ass raped your sister, me and a whole bunch of black people. Is that cool? It's cool, right? Because you made the rules. You said that all words are good. So I just want to stretch those limits because I want to see if you're a man of your convictions. And I go, you know how shitty the world we all live in all of a sudden? If all of a sudden we just try to say the shittiest things and how quickly it'll descend into fucking hell. I don't like these people saying.
I hold all that
I'm going,
back.
These people have done stuff where they gang up on you. Like you said, it's not about like going, Casey, man, you're bald and you're old and you're fat, and even making fun of my leg, which is actually a little bit kind of borderline.
I didn't say shit about your leg. That's your material,
you know, I let it
mine.
slide and everything, but I go,
that's your material. You said it to me. I just said what I remembered you saying.
Right, but I mean, there's people. There's
You're the
people
one
I
that
know.
told
Not
me
I'm not
it
talking
was
about
it was
you
a
because you
debt
don't.
to a casino. That
I'm
wasn't
talking
me.
about
You
people
said
who
that.
go out of their way to say certain things, and I go, but I don't go out of my way to say the thing about them. See what I mean? So we're playing a one-sided game. Like, so people who insult you and say you're the school shooter, do you say right away the thing that hurts them the most? See what I mean? They're playing a game where they have an advantage. See, their advantage.
Oftentimes, those are the cocksuckers that walk out after their own set and don't even stay around to hear the insult. So why bother with them?
I say
Like, you
why
know what I
bother with
mean?
them, but I don't like them getting a free. They don't deserve a free pass. You know what I mean? There's
Here's
some
how I
people.
would have done it. If I were Will Smith, this is how I'd have done it. I'm laughing, having a good time. Then you see Jada get upset. Okay, now you got to do something, right?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't know that he was going to win the Academy Award. So in the moment, he decided to go up and smack a motherfucker
I liked
because
it.
that's what he felt. That's like he was gonna react accordingly, right?
Yes.
So that's what he did. He went up and smacked him, but he didn't stay on stage and converse with him. He went back and sat down, and then while Chris Rock was mumbling to get back on track, then he started shouting out, "Leave my wife's name out of it," and all that.
Yeah.
Now,
I like what he
what
did
I'm
though, because
saying,
he actually said Chris Rock had to say, okay, I won't. And when I
here's
like
what
that,
I
because he was
in
like,
the
hey
moment.
man, I don't want you saying no more shit. And he basically punked his ass.
Well, I'm saying in the moment, right? If he hadn't done nothing and he'd let it ride for then let's say he didn't win that Academy Award that he was most likely going to win and was kind of understood he was going to win it, etc. Let's say that he didn't win last night or whatever night it was. Then after the show and at the after parties, there's going to be more interviews and shit. In every single interview, if I was Will in this moment, having not struck Chris, then I would rip him apart. I'd be like, yo, you know, with teeth like that, this motherfucker has something to say about my wife, the most beautiful woman I've ever known. Or like, I can't believe that in this day and age, a comic on national TV should know better than to make fun of my wife's alopecia, etc. and so on.
I guess,
It would
but
just
it
make
turns it
Chris
into
Rock look bad in the media's
a
eyes,
war of words.
right?
It turns it
And,
into a
and,
war
and,
of
do, and
words.
do that with that. Now, that being said, if he had kept calm and didn't punch him and he got to go on stage and do his little speech, then I would have done the same. I would have roasted Chris Rock and then also mentioned shit like, you know, I'm supposed to be thanking everyone, but it's known I appreciate everyone, especially God. But now I'm going to take my time and make a point. You shouldn't be making fun of my wife. She's the most beautiful thing I ever known, Mr. Rock, considering the way you look, you know, etc. And roasted his ass on national TV with his speech. Those are
but
options other than violence.
some people don't always have to deal with things with, like, it's not a fucking clown show roast. Some people are like, you know.
I'm saying the reason I know that this shit was a loaded event is because of how close he was by proximity to the stage itself. Because you can see him reacting, enjoying it, having a good time. There's a pause, then he goes up, which means someone off screen told Will, we see an opportunity. Go up and smack Chris now.
Although, though, if I put myself in the situation, I've been like standing outside of a comedy club and everybody's having fun and they're tossing around light insults. You know what I'm saying? But then
Yeah, I know, I
somebody
remember.
goes too far.
Yeah.
Intentionally. And then I go
This guy
from laughing, immediately from laughing to actually upset. And so what it is you're conditioned to laugh everything off because that's the total normal social response. You know, like
mine's more just people get afraid when I start whooping ass. People are scared of me when I start whooping ass.
But I mean, when you're standing outside, you're conditioned to laugh at everything because that's the proper response. It shows your strength. You're like, yeah, haha, that's cool, haha. But
you're being polite, I think.
But everybody got their limits, and so
Civilized.
you could be laughing 1 second and then take offense a few seconds later. I'm not saying that happened in this instance, but that doesn't prove that he was enjoying himself. That proves that he was like going along with shit and shit like that. I'm just saying from my own experience.
I'm saying from the footage, you can just at least the very least from the footage, you can see Will Smith is just like, So whether he's faking it or being real and authentic, that's an actor for you.
That's true, but we're all actors when it comes to social fucking shit like that. A lot of us.
But this is what I'm saying. This shit was 100% performance, no doubt.
Yeah, but I don't really even care because all I care about is how it affects people in my surroundings that I know. Because I don't even know Will Smith.
I care about, like, I think it's fun. Like, if I was Chris Rock, I'd be having a lot of fun. I think it's fun. Like, I feel like Rock is about to go on tour, and now he's just got more material to talk about and more tickets sold, and apparently the price just went up. Like,
I guess, you know what would be cool though?
And then if I'm Will Smith,
I wish
that
in real life,
motherfucker.
if it was real life, I wish that then he'd get smacked again.
Who? Chris Rock?
Yeah, like, so if it was real, he would know not to say shit because he would get smacked again. So if he goes on tour, and you know how the media is, this is gonna.
I feel like Chris Rock he's been doing this shit for a filthy fucking second.
Oh no, he knew to back down in the moment. When someone's bigger and
in
stronger
general, when
than
he's
you.
on tour, even I don't think Chris Rock is suddenly going to be more afraid of his audience or nothing. I think Chris Rock has been doing this for years.
No, he's only afraid of Will Smith. He's only afraid of him.
Like, I don't even think he's afraid of Will Smith, honestly. I bet you they've already made up. They're already friends again and all that shit.
Oh no, he was afraid in the moment. He was afraid. He said, "I will not say her name. I won't because I don't want to get my ass."
Well, no, but you could tell he was joking. He was just being. When he said that shit, he wasn't saying it out of fear. He was just saying, like, Chris Rock's reactions was 100% performance too, but he was just being like, all right, then, that's just happened. Okay, let's get back on track. And then I believe the words came out of Chris Rock's mouth about this is the world's greatest fucking event or something like that.
Yeah, you know what? I think he might. You know, the only thing that might have been authentic, possible, is that he might have smacked him harder than he expected.
I think so. I guarantee you.
Because there was a real moment there that was like a quiet for a few seconds, and he was like,
"Yeah,"
and then he was like, "Keep your wife out of my mouth," and then he was like, "I will not say her name." And in that moment, the reason why he did that is because he might have came right back up and he was real.
Done it again.
Yeah, I think he might have been legit. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell.
It's like this, man. If you look at it, like, Will Smith has been a part of this organization for a very long time now. And one thing you can pay attention to in all his interviews, especially when he was first coming up, he said he listened to the advice and took it every time. Like, that's why he went into sci-fi movies, because he was told by actors that had succeeded past that. They were like, you start with the sci-fi. You take all those sci-fi gigs. You do that. Trust me, you're going to work your way through. That's where you're going to start out through. You know, because he went from TV. As soon as they saw he could cry on tape, they're like, all right, let's cast him in some movies. So they put him in, like, fucking the Black Men in Black, stuff like that. And the whatever it was, the CIA op chase movie, where it's in a sneaker. It's a great one. I think Gary Oldman's in it or something. Anyway, the point is, Will Smith been in this groovy for a second. Then he's been whoring out his son, and then Jada's been working with their daughter. Like, they be doing all sorts of shit. They have an open relationship. I can't think of nothing more disrespectful overall to a marriage than.
Yeah, I know, but I don't really care about what they do, though. See, that's where.
No, I'm saying standing up for her. Also, if I was with a girl like Jada Pinkett Smith, you know what? I would not stand up for that woman. You know why? Because that's a woman that lives and dies by the principle she stands up for herself.
I guess
I would defend a woman like that, right? There's a difference. Like, if she didn't have a gun, but I got the gun, and another person got a gun, they're going to shoot. I will use my gun to protect my girl like that. But if someone's just talking out the mouth, I'd expect my type of girl like that. If it's anything like Jada Pinkett that I expect, she going to talk right back. So I think this was a lot more set up than just on all those principle
maybe
ideas.
But I don't really care about them. All I care about is how it would affect me if someone said something to me. Here's what, okay, somebody said something to my girl in a situation. I know that's real because I know that I'm real.
On stage, you mean?
So that's way, way, way more interesting.
So we're at award show. Casey's at award show, and
it ain't gonna be at no award show. I am never gonna be at no award show probably, but it could be out on the street.
We're putting you in the hypothetics here. Maybe not Academy Award, but you're at an award show, and the person coming up is telling jokes, Say he's a comedian, and they tells a joke about your girl. So then what you would do is you're saying you would go up.
It depends on the person and the situation.
I don't know. Say it's your buddy of like 10 years.
Especially if it's a buddy of 10 years, especially I'd be more upset.
So then you would be like Will Smith, maybe.
Definitely. I would love to fuck up some people. There's some people right now that I would currently like to fucking fuck up sometimes. You know what I mean? And the reason why is because they said things that upset me and I let it slide. And now they think they got like some kind of free pass. And so what they do is they don't know that they're fucking with people's pride. Men have pride. You can't predict their pride. So you don't know how they're going to react.
I know.
You want to hear something funny, man? My dad. Okay, so my dad in Canada, right? He was in Canada. He said there's this. I'll try to make it brief, this story, but there's this house.
I'm moving my stuff.
No problem. There's this house near my dad's house, and it was used to be all shitty, and it got cleaned up. And my dad was standing on the corner, and he was at this guy, and he said, "Man, this house used to be a real dump." And the guy looked at him, and he had this real serious look, like dead, like I'm gonna kill you look. And he realized he said something that it was that pissed the guy off. And then he just left. And later he looked in the paper and he saw the same guy's face, and it was like a shooting at that house. And the guy was like the leader of a mafia group or something like that, like a gang leader of a biker gang. And so he was just standing on the corner, and he made a comment about the guy's house, and he was talking to like a straight up killer.
Yeah, and he didn't even know.
So what he did is he said some casual shit, right? Man, this house used to be a real dump. And so what he did is he go, you talk to a real person. A person with a code of honor who doesn't like, maybe he's been to prison where, like, if you say the wrong shit, you get fucking stabbed in the neck and shit. And so I actually remember thinking, like, I don't live in that world, but sometimes I wish that I lived in that world, like, because
prison,
just a world where people respected people and kept their distance and showed respect because they knew they could get fucking violence done on them. And so that's one of the reasons why people were nice to each other. So you notice now, if you have more people saying whatever they want on social media and commenting about people, and it turns into this mess where everybody just talks shit, right? But if there's boundaries, boundaries is the word I'm trying to think of. So some of these people think it's progress that we went from being a less violent society, but it might not be progress because it's a trade-off. In return for not getting your ass beat, what you do is you then...
One sec.
Oh, you got that echo thing. Oh, sorry, I didn't know you had that.
It's because I'm back in trying to set this shit up.
I didn't know you had to deal with that. Anyways, it's interesting, but whatever. Made some good points about it. I'm gonna cook some hamburgers a little later. It'll all sort out. It's just some thoughts.
It should be good now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
One sec. I think I can hear you.
Cool. I just think the passive aggressiveness.
All right, I can hear you now. Sorry.
The passive aggressiveness that's all around in the comedy world is a little bit. I find it a little bit violent, to be honest.
The comedy world, or you mean in general, the world itself, how people are behaving?
No, it's more pronounced, and it's more it's more in the comedy world, but it's the
I feel
world at
like
large
there's a lot
too.
of like what you said. Okay, so like that guy was talking about Michael Silvers.
Yeah.
I just okay. I just let it slide is the term I would use, right? So I let it slide, let it slide, let it slide. And once again, most of it's verbal in general. And the thing is though, words do hurt. Like I just don't show it, but like, I
Yes.
have emotional, like you
Of
were
course.
talking about, that whole concept of not pride, but like whatever you were saying about
Yes.
when threshold basically. You have a threshold.
Yeah.
The
So it's
thing
not
is, like,
nothing. It's not nothing.
I'm not gonna immediately punch the guy out of nowhere though, because I don't believe in sucker punching. But I am gonna be like, if I hit a point where I really can handle it, then I will speak up. And the way I'll speak up, I'll tell the guy like, hey, look, I've been letting it slide for a while now, but every time you do, and then I'll start listing them off because that's how my fucking memory works. Doesn't let me forget, especially things that I don't appreciate.
Yes.
And I'll list them off.
Yep.
And then I'll be like, for a while now, but don't do it anymore. I've hit my point of tolerance. Do not do it
exactly
anymore.
my words.
And I'll say I'll say one step further, like, if you do, then things are gonna have to get physical.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to basically teach you not to say these things this way,
the words I'd
especially
use
to
to
people like me. And
Exactly.
then that's the thing. Now is when all of a sudden the people that are always around us, like this comedy we're talking about once again, they're listening loos or looky loos,
Yes.
They're the type of motherfuckers who wouldn't do no this or that. And if a fight breaks out, they'll either pull their phone out, root and holler it, but ain't most of them gonna step into it either. And here's the thing though. Unfortunately for me, most of my life, this is what consistently is the result. Therefore, the reason I don't go quick to a fight anymore is because often I'm the one with nobody on my side. No back me up, no matter how right I am about everything. Everything in this situation, especially.
Yes.
And
it's not
so,
fair.
Better yet, when this fucker who talks like this because he's never actually been in enough actual altercations to know better, and I whoop the fucker's ass, and I'm talking, there's blood drawn.
Yes.
This guy is fucking crying now.
So you understand exactly
and this guy
what
is
I'm
afraid
of
me now because of how hard I just whooped him. He didn't see it coming because of how stupid he is in general, ignorant, really.
No, because
meanwhile, everybody gonna be looking at me, the villain. I'll probably get 86 from the venue, and on top of that, then there's gonna be a lot of whispering about how I'm crazy, how I'm gonna snap on anybody at any moment, as if all along I'm just this crazy person that's like on a loose limb gonna snap, which is nothing like who I am. I'm the most calm, collected person who doesn't want to start shit, doesn't like shit, wants to be there for comedy and comedy alone. But this guy, because this girl likes me more, of course she likes me more, because I'm comfortable in my skin, because I'm actually intelligent and know a lot about the things that she's fascinated by, because I don't always try and grab her ass like all the other guys.
Right.
The list goes on and on.
So that's why, if this Will Smith thing, if it was real, I'm trying to say if it was 100% real.
Yeah.
If it was 100% real, I don't care what anybody says. I respect what Will Smith did. You know why? Because it's his fucking decision. That's why. He decided what he thought was good and what was bad and what was his own personal line. And he got up out of his fucking chair and went and smacked his fucking punk face. So I go, yes, he overreacted. But then again, what if it was 10 years of shit talk and he told him not to say it? Blah, blah, blah. All kind of stuff we don't know about. So we put ourselves in that situation and we go, someone else outside of it can say, JD overreacted and did the blah, blah, blah. And you go, I don't really give a fuck what you guys say. None of you guys. It ain't your decision about what I do. It's between me and that man. It's between me and that dude. Remember this one. This is also a saying. If you do not start no shit, there will be no shit. Right? You and that dude, you didn't get in a fight. But if you did, there wouldn't have been a fight unless he started the fight. They started the fight with their mouth.
This guy's trying to start fights with me. That's the one I was talking about. This Michael Silvers at a event that I was hosting at. Like,
but I'm saying you don't start fights like that.
Nah, man.
By
I
antagonizing
told
people
them,
with your mouth.
like when I came outside, because Johnny's all like, "Oh, they're just gonna talk to you, dude. You're like upset and blah 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 or whatever."
Yeah,
And,
I'm upset. That's what you should say.
No,
yeah,
I wasn't upset. No, that's my point. He's saying you're upsetting yada yada bada bada. And so I'm like, all right, man, let me finish, because there was a comic up there that I was actually literally the only person kind enough to film him too. He was hardly a comic. He was mostly just needing to get the shit off his chest about how the cops weren't helping him with
yeah,
his
yeah. But
friend
do you know what
shit.
sadism is?
But I was the host, so I was doing a host job times infinity. Like,
yeah,
literally,
but do you know what sadism is?
Sadism is when a person is they enjoy giving others misery and pain.
Yeah. So what you have is here a situation where people like to cause pain. They like to cause pain?
Nah, in this situation specifically, what I'm talking about, I was doing my job, but like more importantly, the reason that these fuckers were behaving the way they were, which would be for lack of a terminology, it would be like the way they were behaving is like you know what it is, like fluffing their chests out attemptively, like failing miserably, though, in my opinion. Any smart girl would see that. But
why is it always about the girl, though? I understand.
You're fucking asking me, dude. I personally am capable of keeping it in my pants. I personally am working on a lot more.
I know what I'm talking about.
Shit in my life, but look, we're talking about guys in their early 20s who've never really fucking gotten enough, apparently, because that's what it is. Like, I've gotten plenty in my life. I think that's why at this point the way I'm able to be is because, like, I pretty much, like, I don't know what's right up, but I do know that much. But here's what I know is that I don't want to blame Jordan because of the way that these guys are behaving, because it's not her fault that she's attractive to them. It's not her fault. Well, I mean, technically, I guess it's her fault for being born. Wait, no, it'd be her parents, which she's adopted. That's the reason I like her.
Anyways, whatever.
Like, I want to have talk. Like, I'm not trying to get with this girl, you understand? But these guys are looking at me as the threat. What pisses me off the most about people like this is the thing that they're threatened over me about. If they were to fucking, they wouldn't even listen to me. Be like, look, I'm not trying to date Jordan. I'm not trying to have sex with Jordan.
Yeah.
What
I'm talking about is though, like,
but these guys would be incapable of understanding because of who they are and what they are. It's impossible to see other guys.
It does have everything to do with them. But
so whatever the case, they're telling Johnny they want to fight me and shit. That's what I'm talking about.
Man.
Well, I'm telling you about what happened. They said they want to fight me. And I told, like, Johnny, come up. And I'm like, dude, okay, fine. After this comic, I'll come out and talk to you and we'll figure out what's up. So I went downstairs and that's when they were all like, you shoved Michael over and shit. And I'm like, no, he had his ass in my face while I was trying to fucking talk to Jordan. And, like, I just was trying to get my shit. I was filming and I literally had my elbow out and I bumped him and he fell over. It's not my fault. He doesn't have balance. So then he's still upset. He's trying to fight me. And that's when I'm like, look, dude, if you really want to fight me right now, then fine, let's do it. And then he backed down. That was the first time. Like, so every time what I'm saying is people like him, it's like they will be quick to talk loud. But when they confront with me and I'm like, look, all right, let's do it. They're quick to, oh, no, back down.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, but you're talking about how violent the comedy scene is. Like,
I'm talking about how what they do. One thing that I noticed is what
hit by another comic. Physically.
I'm talking basic psychology, like some people are like nicer and more sensitive and more hurt by shit, and some people take that as like an invite.
I'm not saying that this is nice, but what about the concept of fuck your feelings?
Well,
like, fuck your feelings, man.
They should be like, fuck their feelings, not my feelings. They should. We should be like, fuck your feelings. It's not someone else's feelings. See, that's sadism. That's sadism. That's like, oh, I found someone who's sensitive, whose feelings I can hurt, and then I go, let me go over there and hurt their feelings. See what I mean? There's some people that are just like that, and those people may deserve punishment.
I think you're giving sadism a bad rap.
Oh no, sadism's fine if two people agree to be sadistic. You know what I mean?
No,
like
one would be masochism.
Right. That's what I mean. If someone agrees to it, That's different. See, what happens though is someone attempts to be sadistic, and then you go, "Hey, man, I'm not. I do not like it.
Yeah.
I don't fucking like it."
You know, I'm sorry.
That's what I'm gonna do next time. I'm gonna
Do I look like
I
have a ball gag in my mouth? You're certainly not holding a nine tails right now. Am I wearing chap leather? Am I wearing a gimp suit? I think my point is I'm not a fucking dom, so stop talking to me like I am.
Exactly. So there's a movie this guy made called Dogville, Lars von Trier, and he makes a thing, and he said human beings can be very useful and very good, but not if they're allowed to behave like dogs. So if somebody tries to treat you like you're a dog, and then you go, "Hey man, I'm not a fucking dog." If you want to get whipped like a fucking dog, you can keep talking like that. You know what I mean? And so this is weird because most people don't have to get whipped like a dog to not treat people like dogs. See, I don't have to do that. I don't have to be beaten or slapped to show people kindness and respect. But some people, they seem to have a problem with it. And so what happens is when they don't get trained, when they don't get their nose rubbed in the shit, then they take it as like, oh, I can behave like more of a dog. So like these guys you're talking about who want to treat all these women shitty and all that, blah, blah, blah. I go, the reason why they can do it is because they didn't get their nose rubbed in the shit. See, so in other words, they needed that. They needed that.
I mean, there's so many fascinating levels to different types of people.
Like but there's some people that are directly they directly look at people, they go, there's a sensitive, nice person. There's someone I can victimize. They look at you as someone they can victimize. And what happens is, like, see how you're talking is interesting because you're a lot like me. Now I know why you're like me in this way. Is that they don't know how much danger they're in. They see what you're trying to do is be kind, be forgiving, be a good person, let things slide. But they're taking the signals the total wrong way. They're like, I'm a dog who likes to victimize people. And so this guy who doesn't, you know what I mean? So they force you to bring out the worst part in you.
Well, yeah, like you see it in movies, okay, that's it. But like, no, in my real life, I've witnessed on more than one occasion, but this, like certain times are very more vivid, right? Where I'm in the place, I'm just lucky enough to be around these people because they're all way harder than me. Like they are real. Some of these people are real fucking like real motherfuckers. Like these are dudes beat in. No, some of these dudes fucking had their kill list. All these types of individuals.
Sure, I know people like that. They like me.
Yeah. So at the same time, I'm at this house kicking it with all of them, but it's understood that like I'm there because I'm known to be just like, oh, don't mind him. He likes to write, but whatever. But these guys, right? So you're witnessing how they hang out, how they spend time. That's one of the reasons, like they say I'm a writer. They know I'm going to write about this type of stuff and it's going to be well done. The point is this, though. I will witness. This is what would happen. One dude and the other dude, they obviously have a history that I don't know because I'm just meeting them for the first time, but I'm observing that these people are all having a fun conversation, all these different gangster type motherfuckers, all these different hard people in different ways. And then it will go like from a slow elevation, but it will be a thing where you'll see, oh, then there's the one guy that's like the new sidekick of the other dude. So he starts thinking like, oh, now I can say some shit. So he'll start saying some shit. And like you see the one that's getting all the shit talked to slowly phase from being like okay with everything to being like, all right, well, what the fuck's up with this little one? Yeah. And then he'll say like one thing, like, hey, like I know this guy, I don't know you. That's it. And it's supposed to be understood. So I've witnessed that little guy on occasion would talk up again, and then all of a sudden you see the one dude fucking pull out a gun, put it straight to the fucking dude's face, and be like, "Say some shit."
Yes,
and
people are
the difference
dangerous.
is like all of us, we didn't react all crazy. Most of us just looked at it like, this shit.
You know what that is? That's the real world.
That's the real.
That's the real world. That's the
most. I would
that's
say
the majority.
I would put the extra real on that. That's the real.
But I mean, throughout history, that's the world. That's the normal, natural world.
Right, because it's the truth. Like,
there's no number you can call. There's no number you can call or phone you can post you can make to protect yourself. You got to protect yourself in some way. Like, even if you're small, people will respect you that you're even there. You have the courage to even just be there. They'll like you just for that. As long as you don't fucking push your shit around like you're like start acting like you're somebody more than you are.
I don't brag about it, and oftentimes I didn't really feel this way, but oftentimes too, one of the reasons I was allowed to be around is like one of the things people are like, oh no, that's a smart one. He's smart. If we need some smart answers, we'll go to him. And like, it'd be funny sometimes they come to me and I'll be like, hey, you know I'm not that fucking smart, right? Then they laugh like, ha ha ha, but you know how to find it out. It ain't even always
smart. It's like if
they'd say shit like this, Casey, they'd be
cool.
like, but you got a library card, don't you?
Right.
They'd say that shit to me. I'd be like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That means you're smart compared to them. That's why they like
that. That was part of it. Like, they respect it and admire that. Like, I remind them of like a little guy that they knew from their hometown, wherever they came from.
Yeah, I never been little, but I was always considered the smart guy or the funny guy or that kind of shit. I was never.
If you're with urbans enough, you're the white guy usually too.
I'm the white guy, but I'm always like the funny guy, the guy.
Yeah, oh, that's Casey. He got the jokes. Oh wait.
Yeah, or just a nice guy, but not like particularly soft, like enough to hold your own, but never like the tough guy. Obviously, we're all not the tough guy, but we're like tough enough to hang in the room and fucking kick it and shit.
Oh yeah, don't mind that. That's just Casey. He's the funny guy. Yeah, Casey's a funny guy.
Exactly. I've been in that situation lots of times.
Yeah.
That's why if you went to prison or something like that, one time I have my friends been to prison, a lot of friends, but one of my friends, he was 7 years in prison, and I said, man, I'd probably fucking get killed in prison. He goes, actually, you do fine in prison. You don't cause trouble. You don't inject yourself. You would do just fine. You would be good. I thought that was a good compliment because it'd be easy for him to say, yeah, you just get your shit fucked up in prison. But he was like, you wouldn't be like the enforcer, but you'd survive. You with your people would,
I haven't been to prison, but the couple times I've been in jail now, like for sometimes longer than others, but usually they're like a lot of the people, especially the ones that've been there for a long time and are still gonna be there for a long time. They're kind of starving for a person that's got a fresh and like able to just have jokes and make jokes and have
sure.
Because like they've been there for long enough, or they know how long they're gonna be there, kind of a thing. So they do value humor. And then for me, I'm pretty decent at voice work, so it was kind of fun. We'd be watching the TV, and then I'd make extra on the movies and stuff, and just like work on my Liam Neeson voice and stuff like that. Because like
being funny or talented is a skill that helps you in life. That's why we're funny and good at that shit, because you used it in real life to help you get through life and shit.
Yeah, actually, like the last time I was in jail, I came up with some decent material. I need to rework on it, but like half the battle is you have to make sure there's people at least in the audience that have been to jail, because like some of the jokes really only hit to the people that know what
or they're at least or they at least know enough about life to understand it.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like the thing is, I was trying to work on it. I could work on it more. It's just one of those jokes that's going to take a little more work.
My favorite thing for me in life was
survival. It's a list of survival. Like if you're going to go to jail, here's how you survive.
Right. Yes. I've been to jail a couple times too. So yeah, I know one thing that was interesting was over the years when I was at a job I didn't like, and I probably would have got fired if I wasn't funny. I've had jobs where I went, I'm not really doing that good at this job, but people just like having me there. And I go, now normally that's not awesome to be bad at a job, but I go, but it does show that you're funny is an adaptive skill, because you're like at a job and like, oh no, we don't care if you're the fucking best mover at the moving company, but everybody likes fucking hanging out with you because you're fun to hang out with and shit. So it's like a life. It's like a life skill.
That's comedy too, though, in a lot of ways.
Yeah, comedy, exactly. So, yeah, sure.
I mean, if you're the differences, yeah, but like for real, I mean, most of these comics out here, a lot of them. I mean, I'm not trying to talk shit, but it's true. Like they're really not there yet, if they're even ever gonna get there.
It's a fucking. That's why it's so.
But they got show after show. They'll be on 3 shows a week.
Yeah, but all those people were like that. They're funny, most of them anyway.
No, these people aren't funny, but then some of them are pretty funny, yeah, but not, Yeah. But the ones that aren't funny specifically, the ones with good personality, it's like, yeah, I don't mind this person. I can't really hate on them because it's like, all right, yeah.
I.
Like, it's fun to hang out. Okay, cool. So they put them on the shows and stuff because they're fun. They like hanging out.
Forget about it. That's true. It's a little much, man. It's a little fucking.
I don't know. This guy Ron Bush I was telling you about him. He got mad because I told him Silvers isn't funny. Why you do Silvers on your shows? You never asked me.
It sounds like he likes that cunt.
A lot of people like Michael Silvers, but it's like it's not his comedy they like him for. I don't think. I've been trying to figure out for months now. Like the thing about this guy,
They probably
is
like him because he's got fucking satanic fucking.
I don't know. Like, so his material is a lot of it is like, okay, if you take it for truth, which you have to most times, especially when it's not a good comic. What he's talking about being abused by his dad and shit like that. It's like, all right, so that's why you try and start fights out. Like, that's why you try and fluff a little. But like, then you break it down and you're like, I guess your dad didn't beat you hard enough because you still don't have any fucking kindness. Like, that's the shit that I would say, though, that I'm getting more bold about. Because now I realize it's like, okay, it's basically hit for hit. This shit is really Wild West in that way. So I need to start fucking treating comedy in a similar light to, like, Eminem says a lot of shit when he goes after people, but it's not shit he would necessarily really do. But technically, it is shit that he would do if he was ever actually forced into a corner. And that's coming from a guy that was bullied when he was young. So I'm like, okay, the reality is you just got to start treating these comics with less respect. Like, less human decency. I need to start treating them more like...
I guess, or else just avoid contact with them altogether.
But I'm not going to get shows that way.
Yeah.
The only way I'm going to get shows over other people that are getting shows, as far as I know, is to, like, find a way to cut them down.
I guess
like,
so.
It's such a thin
I would
line.
think, though, it'd be better to just... I don't know why... I don't know.
Well,
I
it's
just
a
feel
thin
like...
fucking line
I always
right
felt like
now.
my own... I always felt like my own answer that I never done yet was to just make my own shows.
Okay, Casey, I would make a show with you if you come out here. The reason I'm not doing shows is because do it by yourself. It's not fucking... Even Jake, I mean, I know he's in Seattle, but I would never sell him short for the fact that he does this shit and he's doing it by himself. It is not fucking easy, man.
No, it's not.
Like, it's really fucking unfairly difficult. Especially if it's a show, not a mic. Like, you just...
Yeah.
Like, Jake is running a mic, which is chill.
I agree. I'm done with mics. I hate mics. I'm tired of them.
I'm fine with whatever it takes to get me actually decent at comedy, but I don't really like having to pay $5 when it's...
I might
not
be
much
in
of
a
an
different
audience.
category because I'm a little older and
You also might be a better comic, which you're not going to hear me say
Yep.
again. Oh, wait, I might say it again. I say it all the time.
No, but I mean, I'm supposed to be better because I'm older, but I'm also older, so I'm tired of young people bickering, fighting, all that shit. It's like it's like too much energy
What?
drain. Think about
That's
this.
how
though.
I feel about the Silver stuff. It's like, I really don't want to fight anybody anymore. I really
Right,
don't
if
want
you
to
think
fucking
about
deal
it-
with any of it.
And also,
like,
if you think
it's
right, if you
nothing I
think
can
about
do
this for a
about it.
second, you think about this. You think about who the fuck is that guy, anyways? Like he's a nothing.
I mean, to me, I'm one of the only people that seems to realize it, but yeah, he's just a dude.
No, but I mean, he's nothing as far as any of your future success. You don't need him. You don't need him. He's not going to aid you in any way. He's not going to.
Yeah.
He's not going to.
Literally.
He's not going to. He's a nothing.
Yeah.
Like
I
my
just
joke
wanna-
about going to an open mic and interviewing with another guy. He's another guy applying for the job that you're applying for,
Yeah.
and he sucks. So
Yeah.
you should think of him as a nothing.
Yeah, that's how I mean, I don't like the way I feel about it is I don't even stay in the audience anymore. I walk out for his stuff because then he can't even say shit to me that would bother me.
Exactly. Good.
Because like literally, I mean, I would be sitting in the audience, minding my own, just enjoying the show as an overall. He's on stage and I'm drawing and I'm just chilling and what my own, and he will shout and say it directly at me like, "I fucking hate you." Like, there's no comedy in that, dude. There's
Right.
no comedy in you just shouting. Like, what people are laughing at, what you hear laughter around me, it's people laughing at the fact that you're getting loud and red over me. Right? Like,
There's a
that's
psychological
the
thing at
humor
play, though.
is-
There's another guy. Say there's another guy who's not you, right? He looks just like you.
sure.
Total different personality. Like, just always his head's in a book, never talks.
Yeah. Same
Isn't
look as
funny.
me, though.
Doesn't do characters. He would never even notice that guy. So there's something about him that he notices you. So it's personal, like a personal thing.
Yeah, because of Jordan, mostly.
Yeah, whatever the reason is, I don't even care. But
Yeah.
the reason is he selected you out You know what I mean? You know what? Honestly, I know you shouldn't say this on a podcast, but what should happen is like he should like run into some problems like in an alley or something.
Well, look,
or down by the lake somewhere where it's just you two.
let me just say he is not worth me using up my favors on.
He's not worth it, but
he is not worth using a favor like that on. I would
but it's
handle
a fun
him
fantasy
myself.
though, because that's actually what should happen.
Well, no, it's not even a fantasy. I'm just simply saying, at least he can do it. I'm probably not the only person he does this stuff to.
No,
he's probably gonna make this mistake to somebody that would use that favor up on him. But I'm not the type that's gonna waste a favor like that on a guy like him. I'm gonna use that favor on the asshole that rapes my little sister.
Sure, but I mean, in my scene where I'm at, I've had this kind of problem. I've had this kind of problem with people that are actually like supposed to be in my friend group.
Well, the worst is a friend that learns your secrets and then tells everyone.
Most of my people that are friends in comedy are like not really that. They're not.
Emily is great and everything, but she's a terrible friend in the sense that she's a gossip. She will not hold any secrets for you, but she's at least honest about that.
My new one is my favorite that I hate. My new thing I hate. I have like a lot of things that I hate that I'm trying to deal with. And even some of them are just normal run-of-the-mill comedy things.
Very 1984 of you.
No, it's funny. Yeah, exactly. The hate. So the things that are like, you got to be careful if you hate things that are very basic to comedy that'll never go away.
Like women and men?
Yeah. Like, say, if you hate women and men, oh, that's tough because all your crowd is women and men. So like, some people hate the crowds.
Oh, yeah. The audience, blame the audience. Yeah, it's so the audience.
No, but if you find yourself hating the audience, I go, well, that means you probably shouldn't perform.
I'll take the time. I'll gladly do 10.
The only thing I like mostly about comedy, almost all the time, is when it's people that I don't know that are in a crowd and that are like there to laugh.
Oh, okay. I agree.
I don't like any of the people that I'm supposed to know and be friends with.
I agree.
I don't like most of them.
I agree. I was gonna say
I don't like most of them. I don't like having relationships with them. Most of them. Some of them I like seeing. The ones that I like are ones that I see kind of not that often. Like I see them every few months, like that kind of thing, or every 6 months. Because I go, hey man, good to see you. We don't have any problems. But some of the ones that I see all the time, I go, wow, these people really are not. They really bother me, bum me out. I don't want to see them ever again. It's really a problem. And then I think of them the same thing, like you're a guy you're having a problem with, that guy.
There's a couple, but Silvers is the one I've been talking about this episode.
Yeah, but in Seattle, so if I have a problem with someone who sucks and never makes anyone laugh, but yet they're bothering me, I go, what a fucking useless waste of time. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, why the fuck would I care? Like, I go, and then actually funny because I would be able to love them and care about them. But since they antagonize me, I go, man, I hope I would be cool if they fell off a bridge or something like that or got in a car accident. Like,
yeah, but I don't know if this Seattle scene receives that as well as they should. Because you're saying it with comedic intent, but with also truth in your heart.
Yeah, it is truth in my heart. That's a good.
That's what people don't get. Like, yeah, you're cutting hard. That's a harder cut, but you're still saying it from the heart of comedy.
Yeah, sure, but I mean, really part of me feels that way though. That's the kind
hope that they jump off a bridge, but you really also wouldn't feel too bad if they actually decided to jump off that bridge.
Yeah, I'm being honest.
Like, you're not saying that you think they should jump off that bridge, but you're really, really saying that if they did jump off that bridge, you wouldn't mind.
I would prefer if they just moved away to another place.
And also in a mobile home that's on fire.
Kind of. That's the kind of emotions I don't really want. I don't really want that, but I think it's
But
okay.
you see how I'm saying this, right?
Okay
it's the same way you say it. We're comedic about it. We incline it well. That's like with Bill Burr, he does that too. Like, there's that style of comedy where you can say it. You're not saying it, but you're really saying it.
I am saying it.
But you get what I'm saying too, like that's I feel you, like I feel what you're saying. Yo, somebody named Uncle Phil joined our chat, and
What is
they just
talk all psycho and shit?
they wrote a comment. It says Jada Simpert. I love it, Jada Simpert. Welcome, Uncle Phil. Good to see you.
What does he say? Jada what?
It says Jada like Jada, and then Simpert. He's having wordplay with us. Earlier I was Uncle Phil. Earlier I was what was mine? Mine was what was it? Will Simp, I think it was, or something like that.
Oh, he's saying I'm a simp because I'm all upset, but I don't care. That's what's
No,
up.
I think this dude. I think it's because I labeled this Will Smith "Smack My Bitch Up" remix. So I think this Uncle Phil person is probably just crawling the web for a cool shit about Will right now. In fact,
I don't know. Maybe some people are just too emotional.
Yeah, I got thumbs up, bro. We got a real viewer right now. Happy day, man.
Hey, dude, what's happening, man?
The fresh simp, he said. That's
You're
a good
listening
one.
to a highly personal discussion here.
Oh yeah, we were talking about lynching comedians. It was saying there's a couple of white comedians who wouldn't mind filling with hooch and lighting on fire. Throw them out. Hey, that'd be a cool way to kill off you know? Like you got a comic you don't like, you fill them up with alcohol and then just light their ass on fire like a Molotov. Roll them down a fucking hill.
You're sick fuck.
Now
I'm gonna judge
man.
you even after I said that shit.
Hey, all I gotta say is wait, I'm not even married. Keep my wife's word out of your mouth. Yeah, fresh simp is right, man. You know what I was thinking? Damn, man. I've been watching that Bel Air show. I actually like it.
The what? Oh, the new one?
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I was just
I haven't
thinking,
watched it, but I heard it's interesting.
So it's more like adult themed. Like it's basically probably, I imagine, what the show would have been if it had been like a drama instead. He's got the rolling faces laughing. Yeah, like the basically it's a good show, but it's more real, if you get what I'm saying. Like Fresh Prince was way light and happy. And so basically it's funny because now Will's acting like the character from the real show. Or from the new show.
Nice, man.
Yeah, they got good actors up in it too, man. Like I want to look up the actors. There's some good actors in it. It's Peacock Network too, which is surprising. They also did the fucking what was the other one they did? Have you seen it? You remember that? What's that show with? Remember that show with the high school kids? Had the one dude, what's his name? Ended up making dildos and like pornos, and he's dead now.
Making pornos and dildos and shit.
Yeah. Oh, what was his name? I remember. Skeeter. No. Sneaker. No. Screech.
Oh, Screech. Yeah.
Yeah, Screech. He ended up making dildos and pornos. He's
That's
dead though. I forget what he died from. Oh, speaking of dead, dude, did you see?
No.
Dude, I don't know if it got leaked or whatever, but no, for real, Bob Saget's fucking hotel room, night of murder and shit, or I mean, night of death, supposed murders.
What? He got
They
murdered?
revealed there's more footage now, yeah.
Of the
Released
hotel?
by the family.
I saw a picture of it. Didn't look touched or nothing.
That's the thing. There's some interesting stuff about it. I don't know, man. You the one that said that you were pretty sure that his family killed him for the money?
I wasn't sure his family killed him. I was just saying.
Saying if it was you, you would have killed me. Not that I was your brother, but
I'm just saying if you're speculating, the people who murder people are a lot of times their family. That's all. I have no idea. I don't know.
Uncle Phil said Screech was on GB television, then he died. GB? What's GB? Is that like a porn network?
Oh, what is that? The one where they sell shit? Like QVC?
Maybe. What's QVC
Like he was selling
stand
some
for?
products. Huh?
QVC, what's that stand for?
Oh, QVC.
Don't even think too hard, Casey.
Commerce selling is for the selling shit. I don't know what the abbreviation is.
I don't know either. I would think Q stood for quick. V stood for
V is video, right?
They don't sell just videos though. Oh, he said it was on the United Kingdom. United Kingdom, huh? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
United
I don't know,
Kingdom
man, but he had some
Networks.
problems with drugs and all kinds of shit. Obviously.
Yo, you know what his
Just-
biggest problem was? Everybody wanted to fuck Zach and Slater. They didn't want to touch him. It was all a bunch of horned up teenagers.
That's
and
true.
he's
He was
like,
just a fucking. He was the nerd of the show. basically.
But real talk, he wasn't off screen. Off screen, he was probably just like a normal dude for the most part.
He was kind of normal.
Yeah, but he wasn't the fucking dude on camera. So off camera, everybody be like, I think I'll get in line for Slater. I don't, like.
That's true. His role was to be the nerdy guy nobody liked.
But in real life, he was just a dude. He was an actor. Dude, that's the
Of course,
thing. That's
everybody
why
on there was fucking stars wherever they went.
dude, when I was big on it in the
People were
acting, they
probably
tried to
trying
tell
to
me
fuck
that.
Mr. Belding. They're like,
But that's
I'll fuck
daddy
Mr.
issue.
Belding, and he's like, I'm Mr. Belding, baby. Come and get.
That's another level though. That's like that's daddy / authority issues.
Definitely.
He wasn't getting no normal strange off that bitch. He was getting strange that was like, oh, tell me I'm punished, Mr. Balding.
As soon as you found out you had a viewer, now all of a
naughty.
sudden the show became all dumb and shit.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I thought it got kind of dumb when they went to college, personally. But I was still like, I hadn't even hit high school.
I meant
yet, I
our
think.
show.
We don't do college here. No. How'd you like LA though? You're coming back down. We gotta get Andy on it.
Huh?
We're gonna get Andy to come down to LA. We're gonna get Jason McBride. We'll kidnap him. We'll make it a whole video. We'll call it Andy. Oh wait, no. We'll call it. Was it McBride is dead? And the beginning of the intro of the film is us like putting a bag over McBride's head, straight up kidnapping him, throwing him into Andy's car.
He'd love it down here, man. He'd love to fucking.
Dude, I know it. I think Jason needs to come down here. I swear, and I think he's incredibly talented. And you know, Marin's getting old enough. Marin's gonna kick the bucket. He might as well take over his throne. If it was like Spider-Man, you know.
I thought that was interesting when I thought of McBride when I saw Marin, because McBride thinks he's too down and sad that no one will like him, and I was like, shit. What you mean?
We should fill Uncle Phil in. Uncle Phil in. Jason McBride is a comic up in Seattle, and
who's a dour Mark Maron type of guy who's sad about life and the decline of humanity, but he thinks he's too sad to do comedy. And here Mark Maron is the saddest fucking guy ever, and he's fucking.
No, Marin was funny though. Marin's like talking about how he's like, oh, I'm just gonna talk about my life though, and my dad's got dementia, and then he's working on material about his dad's.
He said his dad poured a bowl of soy sauce and started sipping soy sauce, and then he was like, his first thought was, oh, he does that, and then he goes, no, he doesn't do that. He has got dementia, you fucking idiot.
Well, he said he let him go to 3 spoonfuls before his brain kicked in. He's like, he has dementia.
Yes.
You have to step in. You are an adult.
And then he said he has a baseball bat by the side of his bed. But he goes, it's better than a gun because at least it makes it harder to kill yourself.
Oh, dude. And then he acted it out, which was really well done. I did not expect Marin to actually.
Yeah, he had a good act out of bashing himself in the head with a bat.
You really wouldn't expect Marin to be a performance artist, but he truly was. He performed it, and it was very, very humorous.
He used to do more moving around when he was younger. I've seen some sets because he was on coke more and he was younger and he could move around. He used to do more physical shit.
You mean, damn, dude, Kennison before that. He would be on coke. Then after Kennison.
Word, son. Hey, I'm going to have to end this stream pretty soon. I got to make some food.
Oh, you gotta make some food. We can't watch your eardrum and your nose anymore.
No, I'm getting fucking. I gotta eat a little bit.
This Uncle Phil said, funniest comedy thing I ever saw was when Kramer from Seinfeld went crazy racist in an LA
Oh, you saw it?
I don't know. That's what Uncle Phil said. As far as I knew, I didn't even know it was a Cali club. I thought it was like in the South even. That's why I always thought like, oh,
I think he was at the Laugh Factory.
Well, I don't know. Ask Uncle Phil.
I'm pretty sure when I saw the clip, it was at the Laugh Factory. But you can ask him, right?
Yeah, ask Uncle Phil. He was there, it looks like. I mean, that's what I read. And I think, for me, I was like, oh, you know, but it's just how you handle a heckler. Like, Will Smith be slapping heckling. Like, fuck it. This dude was just a comic who was older and lousier. And I'm pretty sure it was, Uncle Phil said it was at the Laugh Factory.
Nice. Because I've seen the clip before a little bit.
Like, as far as I viewed it, I was like, all right, well, this guy's already crotchety comic, man. And it's like, he already Seinfeld was done, and I don't know what the royalties work like for Kramer, but I think like he was just kind of ratchet, and I think he like ended the night upset too. Like he just went off and said the wrong words.
Oh yeah, he said
And
it over and over again.
I don't know how his deal was, but maybe he felt rights that he didn't have in a sense of like comfortableness, and maybe he was high or something. Because I don't know, cocaine. If you was on cocaine, you more likely.
I think he was just getting back into comedy after a long time, and I think he just had a mental breakdown.
He's too used to that fucking dick rubbing he got on set.
For what?
Like dick rubbing he get on set, like he's getting treated one way. He forgot what it's like to be with a real audience. Maybe, yeah. His whole deal was
that could be it.
They were talking and on their phones.
Yeah,
there's no excusing that shit, but it's what happened. Like I was like, all right, whatever.
When you're that rich too, you can lose your cool and just say fuck it.
Like personally, I was like, look, I never really cared for his comedy enough to really care for his comedy. As a person or personality, same thing goes, really.
Well,
like,
I'm primarily
not
known as a stand-up, so.
But like, I've seen worse people and I've seen better people use that word super casually.
Oh, you should watch the clip sometime. He fucking goes off.
I've seen it, man. I saw when it happened. Not live. I saw that it went around.
Hey, you know, like... Chris Rock's involved in that story a little bit. Because I heard Chris Rock tell a story on, I think it was Letterman or something. Anyway, he said that he was on an airplane waiting to take off, and then the plane had to wait for Michael Richards. It was like a private jet or something. So Chris Rock was on it, and then they had to wait. And then he didn't know anything would happen. So I guess it was the night that happened. And then they all started talking about it. And then someone asked Chris Rock, "Do you think Michael Richards racist?" And he goes, "Well, I can't really say what's in his heart, but I do know that if you yell nigger a whole bunch of times in a crowded room, I don't know what else more you have to be considered racist."
You know, by the common standard terminology in general, the language.
Here's the thing: I'm not saying he's racist or not. I'm just saying it's like there's someone blew 80 guys. You go, "Is he gay?" And I go, "I don't know if he's gay. I'm just saying normally by the normal standards." Say,
and the fact that he blew him for free.
Yeah, he might be gay.
Well, you see, if he was at least charging 25 cents a blowy, it might have been able to be considered a straight transaction.
It's a reasonable question to ask. It's a reasonable question. He might be racist if he yells the N-word. It's possible. I can't say that he's racist. He could just be having a really bad day.
I mean, me personally, nothing makes me more happy than doing a million blowies. I'm not gay or nothing. Just a million blowies really makes my day seem a lot different.
Yeah.
I'll tell you though, if you really
I wouldn't be worried about
problem,
being gay. I'd be worried about having a problem
for giving blowies that many times.
Yeah, I'd be like, that's not even normal. You know,
they just make me. Well, the first 5, I really know if I feel about the same. 15, same. A couple hundred, still the same. You hit up in the 1,000 marker, suddenly your day is like, okay, it is drastically improved in the sense that I do not want to give blowies anymore.
Right, it's not as good as the first few, you know.
I mean, none of them were really enjoyable, but it was the
first few were new and fun, but when you get into the thousands.
Yeah, the first 3 were free.
Yeah.
I think it was, first 3. Oh yeah, man. Well, first one's always awkward, especially when you're doing your brother that way.
Hey, you ever heard of Dana Gould?
Dana Gould. It sounds like a monster.
Dana Gould's a great comic. He's really good.
Is it a she or he?
It's a guy.
What kind of guy names his?
Surprised you know. There's people named Dana.
People, yes, females.
Anyway, he has a bit about living in Los Angeles, going to some porn shop and blowing a bunch of guys. And he goes all to just show his dad that he's independent. Like your dad showed you, your dad tried to restrict you, and you're like, "I'll show you, Dad."
Were I telling that joke, I would slip in the whole into men then too.
The what?
Into men then, get it? Is it independence? Sounds like into men.
Yeah, he's into men.
Sounds like he's into men.
But he's like, the idea is he's doing it to to rebel against his dad.
You know, in my analogies, it's always forced. Whether it's me forcing myself to blow the dude, or it's
Sure.
a dude forcing me to blow him. Either way, I'm never seeking it out. Like, hey, this sounds like an enjoyable thing to do today.
No.
What a wonderful idea! I'm gonna go blow 1,000 men.
One time I never blew nobody before, but I was in Alaska, and I was at Anchorage with a friend. We both had a fishing boat. This should be a bit I should do because it was good the one time I told it. But
it already sounds like a bit. You just said you were with a dude in Alaska.
I was with the dude in Alaska. We were on a boat. We both got discharged from the boat on the same night, so we got a hotel. And then I went for a walk. I couldn't stand the guy hanging out with him. You know, even we were just catching a plane the next morning. And then
you were already sick of him after how long?
Yeah, just hanging out a few hours. He's obnoxious. And then I just went. I'm gonna go
one of
for
those Midwest talks too much.
He's a super tall guy. I can't remember him. Younger than me, but I didn't. Anyway, we were cool on the boat. Like he was one of the only friends. But as soon as we were not on the boat, I was like, I hate this guy. But anyway, we didn't have to be friends. But the point was, I went for a walk, and I was near the airport in Anchorage, Alaska, and I walked, and there's like a little porno shack.
In Anchorage?
Yeah, so I was like in the one little area where it had like porn. It's always by the.
I bet you they had a lot of muff porn.
What a what?
Big old thick old muffs. Ladies with a lot of vaginal hair.
Oh, ha ha ha!
It sounds like a very Alaskan thing. Maybe even.
It was worse than that because I went into this little porno shack. It was a little small one with a little roof, and it was like the size of like a coffee place or something like that.
Okay.
And then I went in, and then there's like movies, and then they have like the little beads hanging down with the porno booths in the back.
The ones you put little coins in, like.
Yeah, exactly. So I got some tokens to get the coins, and then I go, I'll try it out and watch it, you know. And then the Jack Shack, as they call it, and then
yeah, in the booth. You told
yeah. So then
did they have a curtain or a door?
I think they had doors. I think they had doors, but it was a long time ago. But anyway, so the point was that I got the tokens. I opened up the beads. I went in. I went around the corner, and there was like all of the gay men of Anchorage, Alaska, were like all right there. Like they're all hanging out. Like this was the one gay place you could be in the whole. It was like 7 or 8 gay guys hanging out with like their leather vests and their all that. And then I go around the corner, and I'm pretty young, you know, at that time, you know, and I'm like, hey, and then they all look over at me. They're all looking at me like I'm the new gay guy that came in because it's like agreed that that's where the gay guys go. And then I went in one of the booths, you know, and then I couldn't get comfortable though because I knew all those guys around there. You know,
feel the gay energy around.
Yeah, I felt the gay energy. You know,
yeah,
I watched like someone, and then
like.
I just left the rest of the coins. I think I left $5, and I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, nothing against them, but it's a very pod people vibe. It's like one of us, like, no, I'm not. I'm just trying to do the same thing, you guys. But like,
yeah, and then in the bit I told the Ballard Brothers, I told the whole story, and I was like, anyway, I got the willies, and then anyways, once I was done blowing all of them, I left. You know, I got ready.
You had a willy in your hand when you get the willies.
Yeah, once I was done.
You had a willy in your hand,
your
willy, and then you grabbed all their willies. So there's a lot of willy-nilly going on.
All right, it's a little too gay now. I can't handle it.
I was seeing the video selection. Look, Uncle Phil said Alaska.
It was a good stream. I enjoyed it.
You can't even hear it the same. I was trying to read. Uncle Phil said Alaska elk porno.
Uncle Phil.
You can see the comments.
Okay, here we go.
It's an Alaskan elk porno. And then he said Alaskan bears in a bar. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Only problem is Anchorage is kind of like it's just kind of like a regular town.
So what'd you do? You ran out, you said.
I didn't run out. I just left.
Like,
after I blew all the gay guys in Alaska. And then I decided after that I don't want to be gay.
Well, that didn't make you gay. Blowing a guy does not make you gay. Since I say that in my material, I explain that very vividly to people. I know I'm not gay because I've done an awful lot of gay acts. I have done a lot of things that people would say, you know,
it's all
that's
how you
gay.
Identify.
No, not even an identity thing. It's more of exploration. I'm exploratory.
All right.
I'm an explorer.
Bodies are disgusting, aren't they?
Yeah, but don't touch your cat like that though.
Yeah, you like that, don't you, kitty?
Actually, did you hear what I said?
We're just a bunch of filthy skin bags.
They were all there for the gay porns, but you was there for the one straight video. It was two chicks scissoring, and then the Sasquatch comes in.
Yeah, brother.
You know what I mean? Alaskan porn. It's like there's the two chicks scissoring, and then the
Hell
Sasquatch. The Sasquatch.
You're right, man. You're just getting fired up, man. This is what's up.
Sasquatch. Casey's taking off to make sandwiches. He's got a little kitty cats. He's got what is it? I think he got 2 cats. He was just in California, but first he was in Phoenix. He went there for a spring training. But he's old like me. We're old people. Not really that old though. If you saw that, but that was years ago. Not years, like 15, 20 years ago, the Kramer thing. But that dude got kicked out of that bar. I think he got blacklisted, but probably still, dude. I don't know what he does. Oh, Uncle Phil left. I guess Casey was the only reason he was here. What do I care? No big deal to me. I'd have eaten my Taco Bell. And I wonder if like anybody else show up though. You never know. The lighting's pretty trash though when you look at it. I should probably cover a lot of stuff though. There's a lot of updates coming up like in my life right now, what I'm working on with the projects. Oh, we do got 1 viewer still, so maybe Phil's still here. I mean, what else can I cover though? My main topical matters. Let's see. Really, I mean, so I'm gonna go on. I'm going up to perform. Let's see, it's 5:26. So 6, 7, 8 hours. So like 3 hours. No, 9. 4 hours from now, I'm gonna go perform stand up at a mic. I'm still what's considered a micer, so it's a normal thing. I'm in LA though. Casey's back up in Seattle again. I keep trying to get him, Jason McBride, this guy Andy we know, he's gonna come down to LA anyway. We're gonna do a show for them and stuff. And then for me, it's like whatever. I have autism. I don't like to talk about it. I have a lot of my history is like stuff that I don't want to talk about because I don't like I attempt so often to explain this to everyone. It's a very simple thing. When you hear it and you're like of sound mind is a good way to put it. Like anybody who's of sound mind can understand when I say this, all right? And it's a great thing because it applies to so many things I cover when I talk to people like, that really get it, you know? I have to learn to like not say nothing or say it right. But it goes like this. Real killers don't talk about killing, right? Most importantly so, and anytime on the topical matter, they do their best to apply counter arguments in opposition to killing. Whereas people that talk a lot about killing typically have never even, very often not even, at all. It's just something. And it applies to like everything though. Anyway, I don't navigate my scene slowly. So like there's one mic that I really enjoyed and they split off. So they do like a show, like they got one tonight and it's like their best of, but Caitlin never asked me to be on it. It's whatever. You know, it's what it is. Sometimes I'm trying to figure out, I've only been in LA for a year, but I'm trying to figure out, sometimes it's like, I think personally at least, what I need to do is realize like, it's not like a humbling myself, but also I don't like to ask for favors. I don't like to ask people for nothing. I like to do it myself because it helps me like anchor it. And when I like want to become like the ultimate powerful being I can, it's like I want to build it. Like you cannot break me once it's known. Like there's certain undeniable things like that. So it's weird, but it's also what I need to do is be like, hey, I've been doing this and this and this. I'd really like to know what I could do more of to get on your show with the people that I've been helped. Like I promote Can't Even Comedy all over just cause, and that's Caitlin. But anyway, they do their, like the Tuesday is their best of, and the guy hosting it tonight is Colin, and I like him a lot. He's a really nice guy. It's fun. Like there was one night when they happenstantly found out like his girlfriend Caitlin, and then the lady that does it is Caitlin. So it's fun like that. and then he does hosting gigs at Hollywood Comedy and stuff. So anyway, it's like that's a show I would want to be on. But otherwise, like all this stuff I've been talking about earlier with Casey, it's like I don't really want to do a lot of the shows that it's not worth it if they don't have an audience either. But I want to know why, like, hey, look, if you put me on your show, I will maybe like bring people to it most likely if I have a reason to hustle to get it known. Like, I don't get no credit what I told people about the show, but I get remembered when I brought people, like, and then they showed up, and I was like, oh shit. Like, normally, they showed up, and I was like, damn, you guys, that's cool. Then I went up and performed, and they took off. So what they took off, then the guy that run the show on Thursday nights at this venue, he was literally like, he goes, oh, I'll make you a headliner next time. So that's where I'm at right now. It's kind of like, okay, I don't want to put all the effort in, but I know like I need to actually do shit personally so that when I get like an actual show, I'm ready. Cause like I'm starting to stack up history to experience, and I realize like, oh, okay, that's where I literally, that's my main thing. That's my number one thing. I realize it's like, oh, that's the number one thing. Because when I get it, I shrugged off so much shit throughout my 20s, like opportunities. Sometimes it's like smart option. Like, this dude is definitely gay. There's no guarantees even if his name is on, and you look it up, oh, he actually was a producer on that project. Oh, he probably was talking to those people he said he was. He probably is, exactly. But at the same time, I think this example in specific, I was 17, I think. Yeah. 17 or 18, I forget. I was working at the Gap at the time. And so it's like, okay. Yeah, more experience, that's what I'm thinking. George Floyd deserved it. Damn. I don't even know who George Floyd is. Well, wait, no, I think I do. Isn't that one of the dudes that died? Yeah, he's a dead dude. Deserving it. Fuck do I know, man? Who deserves what? Ain't nobody know nothing but me. If it comes to me and my personal experiences, do you know how many times it's nuts to say this and people don't understand, but it's like, look, I work on repairing a lot about my life. I don't know that I can repair shit when it comes to police. Like, authority, but police specifically. I quite literally don't think I can do much about that. Like, it's scary how powerful that shit is. You're gonna get arrested, but no, just getting fucked with. These cops in some places, they know they can do whatever they want to you, and they see how you are and who you are, and then they just fucking go off on you. You just gotta remind them with somebody sometime. And I'm talking from personal experience too, mind you. And I look how I look, so. But if I think about it, I don't know. Ain't nobody know who deserves nothing, man. That's all I gotta say. I imagine you picked that name though, cause it's like tagging. I was telling this girl the other day what I tag is like poopity poop poop. It's cause I'm bored one night. And this segment been brought to you by steak, tacos. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so what I'm gonna hold myself accountable at least. If you check back, it's like 3 episodes back now or something on this thing at least. But my main thing is I personally made a goal to hit, I want to say 60 mics. I got nowhere near that. So April is basically, for me, God, the light is terrible. I wonder if I gotta fix it. It's natural lighting. Technically, it's the best lighting. It's whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna end this soon anyway. It's been like an hour and 40. What am I saying? Nothing nobody cares about. It's most of it, and I watch the end. It's like, okay, that's what I gotta do. So, my goals for this week are to really set up the month of April. And I call it the month of accountability. So my main goals for the month of April are like holding myself responsible for pretty much everything. So like I don't know how to put this, but the lazier you get, you're not really being lazy, or like you just kind of put things off, but it's the stuff that you can put off. It's kind of like brushing your teeth. A lot of people never really figure that shit out, and then they lose all their teeth. And it's the same thing with everything. So I got hit by that car and I died. I came back to life, all that great stuff. But then I don't even know. I've been trying to explain that to people. Your mind does a lot of crazy things, especially under duress. By the way, arm right here, messed up for not for life though, but like messed up. And I need to do stretches because like my leg's been messed up. So I've been trying to figure that out. The weather's been janky, but it's what it is. What my goals for the week are basically pretty simple. I'm gonna find a way to set up calendars 3, and I'm gonna have a list on one calendar. It's gonna be all of the mics, like all of them collectively that I know of that I could go to. Dude, Uncle Phil, man, that's true though. A serious car crash can affect mentally badly. Yeah, well, that Casey and I were talking about in a previous episode was saying like, so Sam Kinison and the Ottawa, not Sam Kinison, but it was Roseanne Barr. Those two, they got in actual like messed up car accidents younger, and it changed them for life, affecting their fearlessness and such, and also like the filtration system in who they are. I never got hit by a car younger. I'm mostly concussed, but I did get hit by a car recently. Like it was like 2000. Man, hard to remember. It's been that long back now. I feel like that, but like not really. It's like 2000. When was it though? I think I got hit by like 2013 or 14, maybe. Maybe I think so. It's hard for me these days. I have to forget like timelines. But it was all on the shoulder that took all the impact because I swear by this. It's nuts like this, but I had I swear like right up into getting hit, like Spider-Man instincts is the way I could explain it in the sense that everyone knows what I'm talking about when I talk about that. But it wasn't like spider sense. It was just like an awareness sense. It was weird like that. Like it was very interesting stuff. And then I was like as I was getting impacted by the car is when like as I was impacted by the car is when I had 3 thoughts go through my head. The first one was like, oh shit, like oh shit, this is probably it. Like, oh shit, this is dude, oh shit, this shit. Like that was the first thought. As I'm like spinning because the car like smashed first into my leg part basically. But the second thought was like, oh, I'm supposed to be watching my mom's dog while she's going to Africa. Because she's one of them ladies, retires and goes to Africa type ladies. Good for her. Good for her. She brought back coffee. I no complain. And beans and like weird. I don't know. Fuck it. Yeah, it's a whole other style of thing. Canned guava from Kenya. Apparently, big deal. I did not know. I was just like, all right then. Whatever, they have a good trip. They get a lot of pictures. Good for them. I have a whole bunch of material about that shit. Bradley, get your he looks good. He's got a daishiki. Welcome. I gotta brag about these things. Okay, we fed the economy, the poor people of Africa. That's a whole bunch of bullshit. So hacky, but fun too. But somewhat true. Anyway. That was my thought. Like she was going to Africa. I had to watch her dog. That was the second thought. And then the third thought was fucking what was the third thought? Oh yeah. The third thought was like, all right. Like that. It was straight up 100% like all right. That's it. Oof. Like okay. Like it was 100% like how would you put it? Acceptance. That was the third thought. The first was like, oh shit, this is it. Oh, this is how it's gonna go. All right then. Second thought, fuck, I had to watch my mom's dog for her so she could enjoy her trip to Africa. Third thought, all right, I'm cool with this. Goodbye, world. That was like that. But then it was like crazy because then I went from that to like this whole like feeling of calm, right? And then like I'm a geek, but also like a consumer of cinema and everything fun and stuff. So I obviously like really enjoy this stuff. Like, but in my memory is the autistic bullshit. So like, I don't know if it's just autism. I don't know what the deal is. I just know that for me specifically, the memory's like that. So I don't remember all this other stuff. So it combines in dreams and whatever. So that's the second experience was kind of like calm, and then kind of like the stairways, but it wasn't real. None of that was. It was just like, oh, what it really was like the type of feeling I get when I right before I realize, but as I'm in that moment, and then also I realize I can stay in that if I want. When I dream about my adopted dad that died, because he was an amazing person, and like talking about missing, individuals and all that greatness, right? It's an amazing feeling. But like sometimes when he's in the dream, it's a beautiful thing. And then when you realize it's a dream because you remember at some point it clicks for some reason, whatever triggers that they're dead, not alive, kind of a thing on the planet or whatever. And that's like it's a pleasant thing. I like to write about that too, but separate from. So then anyway, like that was the kind of feelings like that. It's like a really beautiful, it's like a warm, comfortable. It's just like great. It's just like, all right. It's like really pleasant, very pleasant. I'll imagine it's the same way also if you're like a horrible human and there's like a hell, but I don't believe it necessarily, but like a dark side and a light side of like where you drop, or like a clean medium, however it works. Maybe it's more like just a long ass line. And that's just the point. I don't really fucking begin to know this shit, but it was really calm. And then it was like, all right. And then I remember it was like this. It went from that real quickly to, you can move on. Like, this is it. You can roll up or roll out. Just go on. And then I remember being like, it was crazy. This is what I try to explain to people. Like before it becomes a tadpole, it's just an egg sac basically with two eyes in it, like two black dots floating in this pussy. Well, not pus. It's like, I don't know what it is. Frog guts. Like a baby frog's. It's like an egg sac with the two dots in it. It'd be like that, and it's all the opposite of light. It's all opposite. Pure black, and then that's like, I'm not done yet. Just shout out like, but it was like more psychic because you don't have your vocal cords. It's not like you. It wasn't me. It was literally, that's what it was. And then anyway, the third, what happened, I was like, not done. I remember like, almost like a quick, like just this. Like almost, instant. I'm not done yet. Like psychically, like just shouting it out almost. Like a challenge or something. Or a decision. And then I'm on top of this fucking lady's car. The one arm is out like this. The one that got fucked up. And the other arm is like almost like a fucking like Wolverine, like super strength Superman. Like surprised I didn't bend the metal type of grab on the window. That's so crazy like that. So I came to, and what was great is I realized in that moment that I was like, this was a hit and run. This bitch was trying to floor it. So I was like, fine, and I looked over. And I saw the other cars like stop, and like everyone that witnessed it. And then she came to a stop. I tried to tell people, I swear it was like almost a mile away from where she hit me, but not really. But anyway, it was like, it's not her experience. All I'm saying is the next thing I did is wiggle my fingers and my toes to make sure I wasn't paralyzed. Once I knew I wasn't paralyzed, I knew this arm was fucked up because I could definitely not easily move it. She tried to... This bitch got out of her car. The first thing she said to me was, she said, "Can you get off my car? Can you get off my car?" No. Obviously. I told her I'm waiting until the paramedics show up. I said, "Lady, you look at her and die." Anyway, I got condensed this stuff down to material. I'm sure there's jokes. Like, there's hella jokes in it. Like, her daughter got out and said, like, this is the first thing. Her daughter got out on the other side, the passenger side, and she said to me, she goes, no, for real, total bitch. And then part Asian, too, so way to be a stereotype. You know? And she, like, her daughter got out and it's like, we sped up so we wouldn't hit you. That's what her daughter said. We sped up so we wouldn't hit you. And the first thing I said back was, oh, that worked. That's how I knew my wit was there. I was checking my fingers and toes. This guy came up. He was in another car. And he came up around, he's like, I got your shoes. I got hit so hard, both my fucking shoes flew off my body like a fucking cartoon character. The impact was so heavy on me. both my fucking shoes. And I don't like, they weren't loose tied like when I was in high school. This is like college era me, like older than college, even, matter of fact. This is me in my mid 20s approximate, let's say, a little older than 20. I don't know, I wasn't like, when I was middle school and high school and shit, I was a skater boy. I didn't fuck around. I had a loose tie Etnies, no way. Can't wear those regular. All that shit, But these shoes were tied on. That's all I'm getting at is these shoes were not like loose. I got hit so hard both my shoes flew off my fucking body. She was going, the paramedic said, I remember, 35 to 40 miles an hour hit me. Like, bow! I fucking, oof. What I said to the paramedic lady when she was trying to check with me, because I told her, no, I want to get off, you guys get me off safely. I'm not going to just try and move myself. I know better in case, my theory, at least what I said, I'm like, in case the fucking rib is cracked, I'm not going to stab my lung and die. It's weird how little medical knowledge I have, yet I know way more than most people. Logic. You just got fucking mega hit. You don't know what's fucked up on the arm, but you do know 3 things, and one of the main things is you bleed out inside, you really die. Ain't no external healing on that bitch, no matter how good skin you got. How's your fucking cartilage system? Oh, cartilage too, but no, dude. Internal bleeding, you're fucked, bro. You're fucked. Number 2 is like, if you can't move it, don't try. And then number 3 is like, be grateful you're not fucking paralyzed. Like that's the first thing they taught me in Boy Scouts and shit too. Like in all of the medical side of Boy Scouts, it's like, test your fingers and test your toes. Make sure you can move them. That's the first thing you want to fucking do with everything. Just like, make sure you're not paralyzed. God, things can be so much fucking worse for people. They're paralyzed and shit. Let's just say, hope I sued her. Oh, dude, she wasn't worth suing. My lawyer told me she wasn't worth suing. You know what, my lawyer didn't even take their cut. My lawyer told me, this is what my lawyer said, you already had done basically all the work, so I'm not going to take none of it. I ain't going to take my cut. That's what the lawyer said. And I was just being myself. I love this shit. Investigative journalism, I guess. It's just fun. Plus, I knew what the fuck happened. I knew I didn't do shit wrong. For sure, 100, it wasn't my fault. The best part was, though, this lady did 100% omission of guilt, so it wasn't even a case. That's the other reason the lawyer was like, yeah, you just keep your money. Fuck. No, I got fortunate that she was insured is what happened to me. I got very fortunate she was insured. They were like, yeah. So payout was that took care of all my bills up to now. Well, in general. The rest I took and used. I went to California, New York, and then chose California. Then all of a sudden COVID happened. I'm like, well, I was planning on working for another year and saving up, but I don't see a difference when I can't find work to just moving now. So I was like, fuck it. Went to California then. I in California faster, whatever. Now cut to here. Now I don't got no money left, but I do have money left. That all that money, what I did is throw it in investment shit, and like that's why I joke around sometimes. I tell all these people these jokes and shit, but like for now, I ought to sell some writing. I got a great script. I couldn't tell anybody on my script ideas because I got reminded today by a cigarette dude. He goes, he's actually really cool. He goes, are you a writer? I was like, yeah, writer. He said, oh, you writing? Or you just got ideas. That's what he said. Real cool though, like that. I was like, nah, I write at least 2 pages a day, just nonsense or whatever, just to get it out. He's like, all right. But he was cool like that. Oh yeah, what I was talking about mainly though. So I still don't know about any shows or nothing. I do know that Casey and me, we both life catch up, but I get tired of shit. So my main goals this month, meaning April, is my month. It's going to be accountability 100%. So my goal is going to be simply like really, really basic, but I need to make sure like I'm stretching daily, but more so enhanced stretching every daily. Because I've discovered it's already starting to work, but I think what happened is like, yeah, because like they did a surgery and everything, The doctor said I wouldn't get back to 85. Like, I got almost 100% rotation back, but I really haven't done an uptake on any of that. So this is connected all. I believe like everything's connected in your body. It makes sense to me that everything's connected, you know? Makes sense. It comes from nothing. Like, well, not nothing, but like, it's like. So my leg is fucking an issue. I think it's all connected. So I got to start dropping like, I don't know, I want to say like 6 hours of unnecessary resting. Like, not, I'm saying like if I'm on a 12, I'm sleeping for 12 hours, but of those 12 hours, 13 is like jogging or swimming. Yeah, I have good running shoes, but my main thing is the gyms will be back up. So swimming I could probably do. I thought about this the other day. I can't bring too much to the ocean if it's just me. If I don't have anyone with me, someone jack my shit. I'm super paranoid about that. Not that I have a lot of shit to jack, but even if they took my towel, I'd be pissed. But swimming at the gym, I might do. That's what I did in Tukwila every day. But the jogging's good too. Not with this knee though. Right now, that's my thing right now. So I do the stretching. It's yoga. What I gotta do? More yoga, more stretching, and then other than that, like I'm thinking what I'm really thinking right now. It's like it's really simple. I'm gonna hold myself accountable to the fact that the thing that I've been slacking on the most over all my life is the stretching. I really have. And most people do, but I think I'm special. And I need to realize like it's all told up, so it all condensed down. So now it's time for me to like relax. Not like in a spiritual, just yo, yeah, 35 to 40 miles an hour. I mean, I got so here's what happened. I know this much. I don't know if like souls are real. I don't know if that's where I went. I do know that I've been told, even in jail most recently, but in other places too. I've been told by these people that read these books on like authors that are, unproven, but whatever, everyone's truth. But these people write about these things about this abyss, it's called, or like angels and all this other stuff. All these different, as far as I'm concerned, that stuff's still theoretical. It's still personal. It's still whatever it is. But whatever happened to me could have just been my mind and just what it is, or it could have been hyper spiritual. I'm okay with just trying to keep my life where it's at, But she hit me hard enough at the very least to knock both my shoes off physically in the real life. In the real world, my shoes, both of them literally flew off me to the point where this guy who witnessed everything came around because she finally stopped. Like, I don't know how long it was. It was pretty quick too, because I got hit. I remember going up. I remember having those three thoughts. I remember spinning and hitting, and I remember the major impact, right? And that's when I blacked out, is what I would call it. But it wasn't blacked out because I was conscious, but it was like I said, it was like that egg sack with the eyeballs and like this like stairway of complete calmness, or like this option network of like, but basically it was just kind of like, it was like, I want to think of like a very juicy high, how you feel, very, very euphoric, like very, very like, oh, this is going to be how it feels forever and forever. Okay. Like, very nice. Okay, let's do it. That kind of very awesome feeling. Compared to then it was like, oh, wait, there's an option here now? Wait a second. And then that's when it was like psychically, those two eyeballs within that bubble, that as far as I can describe it, what it was, and it was like, nah, I'm not done yet. Like, I'm not done yet. I'm not done. Like, I'm not done yet. Nah, fuck this. Leave the euphoria for now. Now that I know that's where it's going, I'll keep on that. Fuck this shit though. I'm not done yet. And like, that's all I know. Like, that's how it was to me. Because then after that, I'm not done yet, it was like, snap. And I was like, disarm. And I was like, wiggle your toe. Like, it was on the car. I'm on a car. It's still moving. And then slowly stopping now. And I was like, okay, I think I'm all right. And I could wiggle my toes. But that's when I realized, oh shit, I don't have my shoes. Like, I don't have my shoes. This guy came around. He witnessed it because it's like there's cars going this way, this way, this way, this way, and he stopped and walked. Hey, here's your shoes, man. Dude, he put his shoes in my hand. I was like, all right, all right. Well, you know what I said to the guy? He gave me my shoes. I said to him, I was like, this is the best part. I go to him, I go, oh, it's like my phone. Where's, grab my phone, please. Grab my phone. Grab my phone. What, your phone? I'm like, yeah, it should be in the pocket. Grab it. And he got my phone. I'm like, nice, man. Put it in my hand. And I was like, keep my shoes or whatever. So I had to call my mom and be like, hey, so, I think everything's gonna be fine. I just got mega hit by a car though. And my arm might be messed up, but I can watch your dog still. I love you. Like, I was hella calm. The fucking ambulance people was like surprised. Everyone's always surprised that I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just special. Maybe I got a really thick skull. I don't know what's the deal with me. Maybe I'm cyberhuman. Maybe I'm like alien. I don't fucking care. I just know like I can take a hit. I've been hit by fucking so much shit. I like on the kid. I'd be like on the ball court, basketball, hell, aggravated, fuck. And I'd be like, wow, I'm a concussion. And then swimming, I'd be jumping in, don't give a fuck. I never cracked my skull on no shallow end though. Dumbass. I go straight to the deep end and drown. But yeah, this month I got holding it, so April's coming up. And I fucked up. I was supposed to do like 60 mics, which would be actually easy to do. But because I was just being dumb about it, like, and when I say dumb about it, I mean it like this. Push past resistance. Push past yourself, telling yourself like, okay, look, okay, all of this, okay, look, I don't got no modeling deal right now, okay? Because I don't have a modeling deal, I don't really, okay, wait. Let's be even more specific, okay? So, in the actual, like, if it was like literal money, I don't have a modeling job right now, okay? Now let's go into the dream world with potential world or whatever, what you want to call it, okay? I do not actually have any foreseeable reason to believe, just short of me suddenly cutting all this off my fucking face, working back on. I mean, it might be harder for the C on that, but what I'm saying specifically is like, it's like, I call it freeze posing. I don't know if there's technical, I've never known, and I've never gone to any modeling academy, but I did model. But like, my point is simply, it's a lot of it is about, like, I do have blessed blessings, like I do have certain benefits, but like ultimately a lot of it is actually about facial sculpting and understanding of just certain like for a male, I'm talking from a male perspective also most times, like, and so the smolder is a lot more like just the whole, it's like thought behind the eyes is how they try and attempt to teach you, but it's not even thought behind the eyes, it's more just practice and just understanding like, okay, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I got off topic, I think. Where was I at? Oh, you've been saying some stuff, but I was reading it, I think. Jogging or swimming, yeah, I definitely would do that. Dude, yeah, the suitor, yeah. Yeah, that too. What does it say? 47 was 23, got thrown off 20 feet out a back window. One died, one badly injured, one's fine, small cuts, still affected. Yeah, man. Like, oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm dude, that's literally what I've been working on material about that specifically. So you got when you were 23, I think it said, right? Yeah. So for me, it was like, yeah, it was, I don't even know. I was 20, it's like 25, 26, something light. And enough to where it's like, I knew there was long term. That's why I took like, so I took like 10 grand out of what I had left over. After first I made sure like literally I'm in the hospital dealing with that. And then I know I'm going to watch my mom's dog and all that. And like in my head, all I was like, everyone's trying to tell me like all this stuff about, oh, when you got this large of money, da 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 da. It's like, whatever. I'm not listening to nobody right now. All I'm doing right now, because I don't have any money from this person. I only have my savings, my money, and what I have worked for, and then whatever else. I don't want to owe my mom nothing, but she helped if she cared about me enough in that way, I guess. But like also, it's kind of how she showed her love in a lot of ways like that. Like that's how some people are, and so I don't really want it to be like for love. I want it to be like, hey, look, no, this is gonna be paid back. Like don't whatever. But also, I don't like owing people money. I don't. I don't know shit. So, that's my mom was like, oh, make sure you like. I was like, I'm gonna do the brain scan thing. Or, I'm fine. She's like, make sure you do the brain scan. Did a brain scan. Turned out I was fine. Like, that's what I try to tell people. Like, look, man, I wasn't hallucinating this shit would happen. I got hit by a car and this stuff occurred. And then next thing I knew, I was on top of the car. And, man, I don't know. This dude brought me my shoes. I was grateful. I lost a book, though. It was a really good book. So I got a copy of it now. So I still have the book. I gotta finish it. It's like a great fucking book about basically it's like, how do I put this? Like history of America, all that stuff. Well, this is like the history of the Black Power, but like not like the history of Black Power. It's more like this is an article. Well, this is a bunch of articles. Like this is just this is. Okay, did you know that this makes sense? Do you know this? I'm not. Wait, I did a whole article. I did a whole subject matter using the Apollo as my theme about the importance of humor usurping all superimposed societal things, like that kind of a thing, right? But then no, it turned out this book. What this book is actually is like a history of like, oh hey, so. There was actually a time period when Fidel Castro was okay to come to America still. And he did because America was one of the few places that would have him come through. And then, like, Harlem put on, like, a parade for the dude. I don't know. It's not something crazy. No. It's because the people were taking on these, like, admirations toward the concepts of, like, equal labor and, like, just reinforced payments toward a fairer thing. And like here's the thing though, it's like they weren't socialists or communists or none of that nonsense neither. Like they was Americans, but they was dark-skinned Americans and super impoverished Americans, so they had a different perspective on things that sided a lot more with what this Fidel guy kind of wanted to say in conversation. And people don't really think about shit, like they don't understand shit, like they don't even it's like come on now. The Renaissance period of Harlem and this breakout of Harlem, New York, this whole radical ideology, yada yada. Meanwhile, in the South, it was more of a Southern style dressing, but in reality, it was all the same movements, the same time period, the same concept, same matter, all that. Brain scan scary. Yeah, my auntie knew this lady got hit in Florida. And she actually cannot smell or taste no more. Real talk. Lady apparently cannot smell or taste anymore. I was talking about wiggling your fingers and your toes to see if you weren't a paraplegic. You know what? In that moment, it would be very difficult to tell if you could still taste because I can't think of a reason to put anything in your mouth. Yeah. Brain scans are important. That's what my mom say. My doctor mom was like, get it. You might be really fucked up. Basically is what she was saying. Get it. You might be really fucked up on the inside. I got it. And I got, okay, I already get fun. The girls like me too, especially nurses love me. But the guy nurses, if they're, yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I mind if it gets physical. Hey, do your job, and I didn't ask for nothing like that. But I don't mind the compliment from a man or a woman. And what I'm saying is like, hey, I'm okay with flirting with the patient. I'm not necessarily okay with touching the patient, inappropriately touching. Obviously, I'm gonna let you touch me if you're putting in a fucking catheter. I mean, I never had a catheter, thank God, or whoever. Just saying. I mean, okay, I should have said a syringe for a needle for anesthetic, let's say. But then again, if you've been mighty handsy with me, I might pull that shit out and be like, yo, real quick before everything else, can you like get this one away? Because this one's been touching my butthole, and I know I'm not getting any surgeries there. Inappropriate is inappropriate. Just because Terry Crews is the only one talking about it doesn't mean that Tom Cruise isn't still doing things on the back end. Or wait, was it? No, it was the other one. Nah, I'm just playing. No, but for real, John Travolta has been accused, and I don't think ever acquitted, at least as far as the Phoenix masseuse was concerned, about touching inappropriately. But in the differentiation, it was more the masseuse was the one that was actually dealing with the sexual uncomfortabilities. Like, it was more Mr. Travolta, who I guess was misinformed, maybe by a female friend of his that said, hey, you can get some, but then failed to mention that it's a female friend that's probably fairly attractive because it is John Travolta we're talking. What I'm saying is that at some point, John Travolta was apparently under the influence that he could pay extra for extra from a male masseuse at a place in Phoenix, but then turned out like, no, that was nowhere on the... As it applies to me, I don't know. There was a lovely lady named Autumn today. She was getting fabric. I was walking with 2 bags filled with nothing. Mostly this Taco Bell I still haven't really dived into. I'm still wondering about the cheese, how it gets so hard so fast. And I don't mean that sexually, that's for sure, man. I mean like crunchy. Whatever. I just eat anything. I don't give a fuck. People are like, oh, you're so skinny, you're so tiny. Yeah, fucking, yeah, okay. Look, I am not kidding. I don't fuck around. Even without weed, coke, nothing, doesn't matter. Like, me natural is still like a weird, like, I might be alien. I don't know. Like Stitch, I don't know. But I just eat. I'm pushing 50. Nobody's like, no, I'm not pushing 50. But I'm pushing 50. Who said that? That's my new jokes I'd be fucking around with on stage. Like, if I'm 40. I didn't say that. Who said that, right? Sex drive completely, age 32 completely Saturday. I don't even know, man. I know you can't be Uncle Phil if that's the case, because Viv and him be having a good old time on the TV show. I know that much. She liked her dad. Before the dad bod was hot, that Uncle Phil, though, that shit was hot. No doubt. No doubt. That shit was real hot. Oh yeah, so, I mean, look, okay, I can't hold myself to impractical standards anymore. My goal is, like, accountability in April means this. It means, like, all right, I got options, okay? Let's do a baseline option here, all right? Yeah, I got the guitar, yeah, all right, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying, like, learn to riff this, learn to, okay, blah, blah. Okay, how about this? By the end of April, if the guitar isn't even got all 6 strings again because you dumbass knew better but then did it anyway, even though you knew better and should have trusted your guts, but you didn't, so you did it, and then what happened? The fucking string that you wasn't tuning like a dumbass and you knew better and you was doing it and you was spinning the thing on the wrong way and you knew better, broke. So now you was missing the 6th string, and it's like, okay, I kind of fucking need the full strings to actually do what I needed to do. And it's not like a keyboard where you can fucking use a piece of paper. No, a guitar, you really gotta like, you can practice down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down. You can practice that, I guess, but like in full reality, man, ain't nothing. You can't, no. You gotta really work on more of the hand structure, all this other nonsense to really do it. You really do. And I'm not talking about tab bullshit. I'm talking about like, get the guitar, know the guitar, love the guitar, feel the guitar, make the guitar, not make the guitar, have the guitar sing using you as a fucking channeling force and like you're possessed by the fucking spirit. All that type of beauty. That's the real that I could say. That's what I'm talking about. Well, the fucking string's broken now. What'll be like, that's like 2 months in. But we're talking about 7 months, and 12 months. If we really fuck with my head, it's like, oh shit, dude, years now, you fucking not been doing shit on that bitch, and you know it. That's why I hide the guitar in the closet if a girl come around, because I don't want a girl to see it, think that I'm a guitarist, because that's how dumb they are. Nothing against them. I'm just saying, I don't want to have you have this issue. And then I know for a fact from experiences of failure, in the sense that when I start explaining all this shit, it's a huge buzzkill because you're used to guys that are going to just tell you, yeah, I'm a guitarist, of course, and never even fucking play the guitar, which they truly like can't. Or maybe they can, but they're like fucking most of the dudes, which I know and have known. They can't play. They can play, but they can't play, right? They can. You're gonna get like a Green Day song, maybe. You gotta like I don't know. You're not gonna get much. You're not gonna get them playing a fucking real guitar. All I'm saying, I'm not a douchebag under a tree playing a guitar kind of thing. I'm a guy that's like, all right, I need to fucking finally get time to give love and understand. Like, the guitar was one of the last gifts from a person that loved me very much, and there's no reason I shouldn't be able to play it like a weapon. What it is, a weapon of power of love, that type of shit. And wait one second. Original, pro, pop. Now maybe MC is the one. I think that's one Casey liked. Original. Stick with pro. All right. Either way, it's all good. So let's see. We got enough for another 2 hours. Wow, that's impressive. Well, let's do 2 more minutes. Wrap it up. All right. So my intent is this: with the Royal case, we're gonna get a schedule going. Thank you once again, Uncle Phil, for joining us. Thank you also. Oh, Floyd didn't do it or something like that. George Floyd didn't do it. I'm not sure what it was. Either way, thank you. That's awesome. Better than the Armenian bots, that's for sure. Thank you, Casey, once again for taking time out of your lovely day. Even though mostly all we saw was your nose and your ear, it's fine. That's just me razzing you, Casey. I do love you and very much appreciate you. And I hope to get you, McBride, Andy, and maybe Juggalo Jake down here. That'd be wonderful. There's not much else I could say. I mean, we're gonna have music again. We're gonna there's a lot of good stuff, but for the most part, within the next week, I'd like to have a fully established calendar system set up, and then otherwise, I just want to make sure that by the end of next month, with a more practical mindset, let's just see if I can do 15. That's all I'm saying. Hold myself accountable, but also keep things practical. And see if by the end of April I can't feel like this is really a real thing. It really is a real thing. Either way, it's been wonderful. Thank you again. Special thanks to our orphans from the Imaginarium. That is the Texas non-abortion clinic, etc. and so forth. We do appreciate you for coming every time. All those wonderful children that didn't get aborted. Because Texas said no. Nah, we love Texas. We love everyone. Thank you again, Futures audience. Thank you, current audience. What is the Futures audience? The same difference. Time is ephemeral, and so are we. Who gives a fuck? And so to be. What's up, Phil? Nice to see you too as well. Yes. I don't know what those things are. It's like a stadium with lights kind of a thing. Or a choo-choo train. Don't get distracted. Oh, it's a beach? It's a beach? Umbrellas. I like it. Wonderful. Thanks for coming by. I hope you come by again. You can click the subscribe and bell, but either way, I should just stick with this. That was fun, the title. Maybe that's what got you through. Maybe post a comment. I don't know. Message me. Let me know. I don't know. I mean, shit, man. I'm just curious. I'm pretty sure it's because I said Will Smith Smack My Bitch Up remix is a clowning thing, but I thought it worked. But yeah, it's been wonderful. It's just wasn't sure I had much else to say. The only thing, this thing pops up. It says like a eyeball with a 0, so it's hard to know. I thought you had took off. I thought the other dude took. I knew the other dude took off because they commented quick and disappeared. But if you were still here, either way, I mean, 2 hours. I don't know how long you've been here. I don't want to. I could keep talking to just the two of us and see if anyone else popped by, but typically, trying. I mean, in all reality, this is it's a what do you call it? A live stream type of thing, but it's more, we use StreamYard so Casey can do it. He doesn't want to do pre-record. I've been trying to explain to him. I'm going to clip all this out. Like, not this one necessarily. Like, all of them. Find the best clips. We're trying to package it. Have it be a production. Have it be like a actual cast or something like that. He would like to have an audience. That type of thing. I don't know. Me personally, I just seen it's like 6:14. The comedy starts at 9:30. I know for a fact that I should probably eat all this stuff, but especially when I don't have people on here with me. I can't enjoy the tacos and be polite for the medium. Also, the lighting is so making my autism go nuts. So, yeah, I know. What a ton of excuses. We all know what the truth is. I'm a nicotine fiend, gonna smoke my machine greens. Nobody stop me. Yeah, that's obscene. But if you live in the California area, go on Instagram, look up Accidental Chaos. That's where I'll be tonight. Otherwise, feel free to follow us at Casey has no social media.com. No social media, no .coms, no nothing. Casey is off the board on the record. Then me, you can follow me at fps.comedy on Instagram, or you can follow future_player_JDK also on Instagram. Or you can not bother at all and just go to www.roadtosnl.com. Spelled like it sounds, T-O, not 2, though I do like 2 as far as play goes, but I also am practical about things. So, that being said, you could also go to futureplayersociety.com, which I would more recommend because the futureplayersociety.com, futureplayersociety.com will show you that we have plenty of characters for hire. Most recently, Harlan Williams himself said he was. That's a good one. As far as it applies to Hoop Street Hogan, which is one of my favorite characters, mainly because he's an easy one. Because of the fact it's not too difficult, is it? But a lot of people get confused, right? Then what I think is like, hey, look, you gecko, you got a gecko. It's not no, mate. No, I'm not. All right, I say no. Not my cup of tea. I just hate and bet me cock this let what is it let bit. Nah, the point is this. Hoop Street is not Australian, but he is ambiguously English because of the fact that there are multiple dialects that I have yet to meet and also dialects that I have already met. And the fact is that until I fully understand what it means to be the master of several different English dialects, which is expected, he's ambiguous. But I do like to mix it up. Mostly, though, I can see people think he's gecko. Either way, what we're saying. That's the point. All right then. What else could I say? Oh yeah, just comment on the shit like Robbie's be commenting. That's cool, Robbie. I appreciate you, but maybe you could come on sometime. I don't know, it'd be funny if you like talk shit to Casey and make him feel really sad and then he kills you. I'm just kidding. Casey would never do that to Robbie. But Casey was talking earlier about how he has lines that can be. Oh, wait, was that me? You never really know with us schmucks. My only rule was I will always agree with Casey, and there's a reason why, because I have no issue not to. It's all for the love of purpose comedy. Clay the Future's audience because most of you don't exist now, but then again, you do. Thank you for viewing. Once again, I've been Mr. FPS, also known as JTK. Not a killer, but Slayer of JTK, not killer but a healer using comedy full force in your face, and all this shit is whatever. I just like to watch the ends of my shit. I'm like, oh, you really get good at the end when you're by yourself on the downslope. I do miss cocaine. It was one hell of a drug. Let me say it still is, but also could kill you much likely always and forever. Make sure you have your strips handy to test for fentanyl. Also, keep in mind that fentanyl is not the only cut that kills. Cut kills in general. Sometimes you just gotta pay full force for that good shit. Otherwise, don't bother. Throw some... God, this stuff is gonna kill me someday. I'm loving it. I'm going to sit down and write a shit ton and see what comes out of it. Most likely a script for a movie that I can't wait to sell. I am excited for everything in the future. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. It's been 2 hours and 32 long. Once again, I'm just kidding. It's at 2 hours and 50 seconds. Whatever. You know, like my autism's like, but nobody's really paying attention. Nobody gives a fuck. Most likely everyone's took off. I don't know. There's a beautiful, glorious time for everything else. There's a minute left of my time, which treats me right. So let me leave you all with this. Make sure you understand. Let women always have the last word because they are the ones that have all of the periods. That's my favorite one-liner. See you later, orphans.
I'm the Batman, but I don't really mind.